Hey, y'all. Good afternoon. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, but we're going to get into this stuff and get going. Today is going to be probably really hard for a lot of you to sit on your hands and have respect, but the only thing I ask you to do is if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. Period, point blank, end of story. It's probably going to bother a lot of people what I have to say, but people are confused and speaking on my behalf again, and I'm not cool with that. So let's go.
You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a nose job, that's the primary thing. People teased you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair, yeah. Changing one or two things, cool, girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy with chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer resists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention was cared. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, face lines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, baseline, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair, come on.
Hey, y'all. Let me go up here and say hello to everybody right quick. Oh, shit. It's deep today. Uh-oh. Hey, Marshmallow. Hey, T. I Hate Peas, Melody, The Good Gumby, Tammy, Pixie, Villainous Cupcake, Susan, Gina, Pixie, Saucy, Brittany. You guys were chatting it up. Hey, Revival, Zoya, Laura. You changed it back to Laura without the good. Hey, Brenda. Hey, ASU, The Good Gumby, Jessica. Yeah, her channels haven't been gone. Chicky Chick, Bad Apple, LG, Miss Lee, Amethyst. The song is Vanity Fair by Dave James. Sally, Cherish, Cool Gamer, Coral, Susan, Marcy, Mystical Magnolias, Navy, Pugs, Jackie, Anne, Wings of Faith, Ryan, Beaverhausen, Hey, Amira, Heartland Honey, Lori, Patty. Who else is here? It's taking me forever today. Ruby Blue. I have a lot on my mind. Nada. Go Find Me. Cheryl. I see Poppy Seed. Angel. Legitimate Hearsay. Kitten Claus. Let's Be Honest. Remy. Viv. Seth. My close TLC Bell. Clemson Girl. Daisy Girl. True Crime Guy. Amanda Bear. SN Park. Lacey Ann. Perth Snob. Did I get it? Oh, Karen. Nope, I'm not there. Haley. Silent Troll. The Real Angel. T. Just when I think I'm to the bottom. Red Rosebuds. I got it. Yay. Okay, I finally got there. Oh. All right. I need to talk about some stuff. Yesterday, people were really confused by what I said, and it's caused, once again, this ripple effect of people not listening to what I'm saying. I said what I said. I meant what I said, and I stand on what I said. Ifs, ands, buts about it. There's nothing more. There's nothing less. But I think what I need to do is walk it back so some of you can understand where I'm coming from and why I'm bothered and upset and why I am going to speak publicly about how I feel. And the reason for it is because I don't do the back and forth. I don't do the inbox shit unless I specifically think that my actions or something that I've said or done could be misconstrued. You won't find me in your inbox. I've messaged like 2 creators ever to clarify stuff so they knew I was not specifically speaking about that. Otherwise, I keep to myself for a reason. Hey, JJ. Hey, everybody coming in. Grandma Sherry, good morning or afternoon for most of you. So we're going to walk it back because some people are very confused and not understanding why I have such a different stance on things. And unfortunately, I'm going to name names. This might make some of you uncomfortable, but this is called adulting. I don't do any fuck shit behind the scenes. I don't do any bullshit, period, point blank. It's all here. Either you can't handle me speaking from my perspective, then please exit now. Because this is about me, my truth, and why I feel the way I do. Since I have to justify that to random strangers on the internet. I mean, I guess. So, yeah, there's way too much. So let me walk you back. Why do I have such a strong stance on the situation with Molly and Mallory? Because it is what it is. I don't know what people want. I have never been for trans bashing. We've never done that. Even when Mallory has came up in content months ago, I have always been super even keel. I've never wavered. I don't fuck with that shit. I was actually one of the first to get called out because I said Mallory was prettier than Molly, and it pissed off some of the people that call themselves the tragedy pimp hunters. Okay. So why am I disturbed that Uni, in the Uni chat, would open arms Mallory? People are, oh, nonsense is pissed off. Nonsense. No, I'm not pissed off. Let's first and foremost let it be established that this isn't personal. This is just the facts, and I'm entitled to my opinion on what has happened. So here it is. I'm not upset with Uni for allowing Mal and stopping the transphobia. I'm not upset at all about not allowing his chat to trans bash any of that. Nope. Nowhere close to being upset about that. I think it's disgusting. I've had all sorts of conversations about how I don't get down with that shit. Never point blank. That has nothing to do with it. I don't expect anybody to allow Mal to go into their chat and be bashed by anybody. It has nothing to fucking do with that. So let me tell you what it has to do with. I am upset that Uni didn't take the opportunity to ask questions of Mallory. Now, let me be clear of why. I'm not interested in a conversation with Mallory because I don't need anything from Mallory. Mallory has her behavior that she is responsible for. That's here nor there. That has nothing to do with me. Uni, let me back up. I didn't monetize my channel. We've had this conversation previously because people were really upset because Uni was monetizing content of mine and using it for his content, and I was not monetized. That was the first thing that people were really upset about. People have lumped me in to uni and the people that have had past with the extreme antis, Katie, all of those people, because they assumed I was Katie in the beginning. So that just snowballed to start with. So we're going to back it up and I'm going to explain things. And we're not just going to talk about the uni stuff. I'm going to lay it all out because I'm sick of people like half-ass being like, oh, well, no, that's my nonsense. No, I fucking speak for me. I speak for me on my behalf. I don't need anybody else to do anything for me. If it doesn't come out of my fucking mouth, that's not me speaking. Period. I'm done. It's getting fucking ridiculous. I didn't monetize my content because that wasn't my mission. I didn't know where we were headed. So I didn't monetize my content. When uni came around and was willing to spread the truth, I didn't even realize what monetized content was. Y'all, I had no fucking clue. I didn't know about the differences of monetizing shit. It didn't even dawn on me that he was monetizing content that I didn't monetize. It wasn't for me. I didn't care. Still don't. But what I care about is the fact that when CPS, now let me back this up. I was doxed in December by Penelope. You can't twist that. You can't change it. It is what it is. That had came after months of bullshit that I had been personally dealing with a bunch of random groups of people that don't really overlap into the tragedy pimp realm, which would be like Queen Bee's chat. The extreme antis might go in there and lurk, but they don't give a fuck about what they do. Their focus is on me and trying to make me into KJ and uni. That is what they have done. So there is a whole group of people that I have dealt with throughout this back end of shit for no reason. Penelope first started doing extreme anti-KJ content. And then she switched to Michelle because she was aligned with Molly. And that was in realm of her and Molly having the issues with Michelle. So Penelope started her channel to call up Michelle because she was going at Molly. That's it. I got doxxed because I won't sing. I had nothing good to say about Penelope. Still don't. Still have not one fucking redeemable quality. And that's that. Don't give a shit. Okay. So going forward, December, I was doxxed. I have the videos too. Mallory was on panel after I was doxxed, publicly separating herself from Penelope. I'd never even heard it until the other day when I went to find the clips of what I was even talking about. I didn't even realize that Mallory had connections to Penelope back then too. Anyways, random little tidbit of information. And yes, I have the clip of it. But I was like, when I listened to that again, I'm like, why was Mallory in connection with... Mallory's never been something that we focused on. I never watched Mallory. I didn't go over to her channel. I didn't have any idea of the involvement of Mallory. No clue until she started popping up on Molly's channel. And I was doxxed in December. In January, they called CPS. I specifically have said that was the biggest mistake I ever made, was to talk about that CPS was called. I have always had the very open door policy that what happens, I tell you up front. Well, I learned my lesson there. I had to realize at that moment that they were using that as content. I wasn't monetizing my own family struggles, but all these other people were, including uni. Molly monetized it. They all just ran around. Not only on this side of things, Jenny, Jen, Savage, they all talked about it, said it never happened. I didn't show proof. I realized as soon as I made that call, or like the first video though, that I had no intent of going any further with it because this was my family. My kids aren't a fucking joke to me. And I should never have to fucking prove what these sick fucks have done to me all along. Period. Point blank. I haven't fucking lied once. Find one. I'll wait. Why am I justifying what's happening to my real life to random fucking strangers on the internet that say that they have the same mission as we do? Uni covered it. Don't have a mind about that. He covered it in-depthly. He made bold accusations that Molly, in his opinion, was responsible for the call. I never said that. Never once. And I specifically, time after time, had to come out here and say, I didn't make these accusations. I didn't do it. I don't know who it is. I still, at this point in time, have never named somebody because I'm not in the business of fucking throwing shit out here that I have no intent on continuing to talk about. My family's off limits. They're not fucking internet content. But let me be clear. I had no problem with any of that. We're fighting a good fight, right? That's what we're here for. What I have a problem with is how quick we forget what has been done to the very people that you're making your content and making accusations for, and kicking your own people out of your chat because they are standing firm on the fact that fuck that. Mallory did some horrible shit just a couple months ago, and there needs to be accountability. We can't force somebody into accountability, but you sure as fuck can say what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I stand on what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care. I am totally in a different mind space when it comes to what Queen Bee did. Queen Bee allowed Mallory to go on panel and instantly started asking questions. The tough conversations. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? But Queen Bee doesn't have a clue about what's gone on with me. She doesn't know. I've never talked to her. I finally emailed her last night, so she knew coming from me that this was not about her. I'm not frustrated with her. There's a whole lot of shit that she doesn't know. You can't expect anybody to know. And again, this is not personal. I adore the Uni fam. I adore all of it. But what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And we've got to stop doing the exact same things that they're doing. The exact same things. Yes, Sammy, 100%. And not, I don't think intentionally, but he's a YouTube creator. He makes content. I kept saying, this is my real life, y'all. The harder he pushes, the more they fucking come at me. And again, I'm going to say this bluntly. I don't know what's going on with this whole lawsuit thing. I haven't tuned in over there because I'm upset. And I have every fucking right to be. But dude, the fuck are you doing? Come on. Walk it back. They have not done damage that's irreparable. Do you know how many fucking videos are out here talking shit on me for nothing with no basis to it? 1 million. Am I going to go sue all these people? You just fell right into their trap. You just walked right in, slid on up at the table and said, I'm one of you. Even if you are, we move in silence when it comes to real things like that because it's not content for the internet. It's fucking, why are we not offering to help one of the actual victims, the people that they've actually victimized, to sue Molly that have been done damage to? We're making money off this bullshit. Let's be fucking real here. Why are you suing somebody when it's fucking, you can't show damages? Dude, what are you doing out here? Slow it down. This isn't about being right. This isn't about fucking content. This is a way bigger situation. This is real life. You want to talk about damages? Let's talk about what they've done to Marvan's family, his children. Let's talk about what they did to Jose. Let's talk about the real fucking victims that have been harassed and gone through shit. Their real lives have been touched. I can't get with this, guys. I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm blunt as I am. It's not going to sit well with everybody. But the reason why I need you guys to understand where I'm coming from and understand that this isn't picking sides. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Period, point blank, end of story. I don't give a fuck who does it. I don't give a shit if it was me. You need to fucking hold these people accountable and say, no, we expect better out of you. I hold myself to a higher standard than anybody on the fucking internet could ever. And then my family, well, let me just tell you. But Uni unintentionally put me right in the line of fire by accusing Molly time and time again. You guys don't have a clue of the shit that's been done to my real life. Not a fucking clue, because it's not content for the internet. You noticed I shut up as soon, and I said instantly, because you know why I shut up? Because just right before I was doxxed, there was a panel. I think there was 9 people on that panel on Jenny Jen Jen's. They brought somebody up from Facebook that I've never had communication with previous to all of this. I didn't know her, no past history, no nothing. She accused me of calling CPS on her 211 times, along with a bunch of other shit. They ran with it. There was zero proof shown. Not one single thing that had anything to do with me was shown on that panel over hours. It went on for days. That narrative has still carried through. The same people that claim that they're fighting for children allowed somebody that has created nothing but havoc to sit on a panel and accuse me of calling CPS on them 211 times. What are you going to do about that? Do you think they ever apologized? No. So then when CPS was actually called on me and I came out and said, this is what it is, this is what it isn't, I realized right then, holy shit, I just walked right in, because I'm not going to be showing stuff. You can walk to, come on, people. I could, if I fucking wanted to, a CPS card, them in their little CPS card. No, fuck that shit. Like, I'm not showing you shit to prove to you what's being done to my real life. And then as soon as something's done to their real life, they cry. Anyways, I decided then I was not going to talk about that anymore. Uni continued to talk about my doxing fully. I never complained about it, didn't care. He talked about my CPS call, made egregious accusations towards them, didn't care, don't care, just wanted to separate myself from the facts of what was actually going on. And I told people out front, again, I don't communicate behind the scenes like that. I told him, I said it many times, the more you guys do shit like this, the more it comes back at me. Not you, me. Because unfortunately, I opened the door of this Marvon stuff on YouTube. That doesn't sit well with a lot of people. It just happened. I don't take credit for a lot of stuff. I don't pat myself on the back, because it's about the bigger picture. It's about the bigger picture to me. So I will take a back seat time and time again for the greater cause. But this isn't for the greater cause at this point in time. I'm not in the business of overlooking the very people that have condoned and made distractions the entire time and gone at my real life and condone the shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not asking you guys to hate anybody. I don't fucking hate Mallory. But history is what history is. These are the facts of what just happened. January 19th. I'm going to pull the video I did last night. January 19th. Mallory sat on panel with Molly. Molly explained all this. Again, you don't need to take my words for it. I'll just show you the clips. It went on and on and on. She was there all the time when I've been dragged, when Kyle's business has been threatened, in the comment section, all over the place, condoning it, everything like that. Okay, cool. You're away now. I get it. What was done to Mallory was absolutely disgusting. The trans bashing, all of that stuff, absolutely over the top. I would never stand for that, even if it is somebody I absolutely dislike. Would never stand for it, point blank, period. But Uni, dude, you got so excited that you just threw out. Do you understand? Like, you say that you're fighting for Dre and Marvon, but Mallory sat and condoned the shit that was happening to Marvon. And has always. How are we overlooking this? For some views, a $20 super chat. I mean, Molly did that same thing with Flava. It's history repeating itself. They all throw money to get the distraction in the direction they want. That is exactly what they do. You notice they don't come over here and throw money because I don't fucking want it, nor will I change my opinion over $20, period. Molly does this intentionally. It's not about the money. Nobody gives a fuck about that. They've all done shit for money. Mallory was on Molly's super chat list for a long time. Now Mallory is using Molly's techniques. It's all the fucking same, y'all. Every bit of it is the same. Yeah, thank you, J-Dub. It's no different. And I have every right to feel the way I do. I'm not asking you guys to take on what I feel. I'm being honest with you guys because I need you to understand. Sunny Days, you can absolutely disagree, but the facts are the facts. Uni monetized and accused Molly of shit that I never did, turned up the heat on me, put me in further hot seats, and now is willing to overlook every single bit of it. It's the facts. You can go watch it yourself. Uni's doing a great job if he could stick to the facts. Where's the fun? And I don't fuck with people, and I'm not co-signing shit that we don't have facts for either. $800 was a claim that was made with no factual basis. I don't fucking do this shit. You don't have proof to back it up. Don't say it, because you just walked right into, you're no different than they are. When we do that, you make yourself no different than they are. We all make mistakes. Own it. Move on. But there's no owning it. So then you have people out here running amok. Oh, there was $800. And some of those people are just going to do it no matter what. But we're in the business of shutting down misinformation. We need to shut it down, not encourage it. Revival. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And I said it too on my first, I said on one of my streams, I was like, I'm hearing that there's this, because you guys were talking about it in the comments. I didn't have any proof to it. Still, there's nothing to prove it. And again, the extremes are vested in this because of Uni's involvement, because they have issues with Uni and KJ, who I don't fuck with. I don't know if Katie's over there with Uni. I have no fucking clue at the end of the day. I don't know. No clue where she's at. I don't fuck with her. I don't want nothing to do with her. She could be in my comment section right now talking. We don't fucking know. But the extremes are vested in this because Elle and Uni, Elle was brought in for a reason. And that's what so many people don't understand. When the issues with Katie, it was the perfect creator to come in because she had problems with Katie in the past. They could make Katie a target by bringing Elle in. That's it. Katie without a crystal ball. Yes, Granny's watching. And another thing, I watched somebody that sits on Queen Bee's panel say something horrendous to Granny's watching the other day with my own ears. I was listening to clips of it because I like to know everything. I like to know everything. I was extremely disappointed because what I heard said to Granny's watching on the clip. But then when it got even worse, when the person came on and repeated the same thing, I was really disappointed. I hold that disappointment. I can't condone it. I am, what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't give a shit if I fuck with the creator, if I like the creator, if they're my best friend. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. That was foul. That was fucked up. Kids, we talk about how we don't want them to exploit victims and their kids, but yet when we're angry or upset with somebody, the first thing we go to is somebody else's kids. Huh? And it doesn't mean that I don't like that person or won't give that person a chance, but my guard's up. My walls are up. Because behavior has to change over time. You've got to give people and allow people the space to change their behaviors. I am 100% with that. But I don't have to condone it and put on a wink and a nod to make everybody else happy. I'm not going to do it. I stand firm in what I stand in across the board. I will fuck with certain people. I don't have to like you to chimney. There are so many people in here that are fucking trolls on accounts that I'm nice to. I don't give a shit. But let me show you, for those of you that forget. And again, this isn't personal for me. People have got to start fucking separating their shit. Okay, you guys don't need to listen to that again. All right. I'm going to play this because I want people to understand what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to break it down for you moms that can understand me on a different level. And I'm going to use the whole, this is what is happening here. All right, here we go. There's your screen. Here we go. This is the video I dropped late last night, with the clip of why I've said what I've said. I guess I have to justify the reason that I'm feeling the way I feel. So again, what do? I go pull clips.
Waistline, facelines, look at your best. You it like the rest. Vanity Fair.
And we're not just going to discuss you. We're going to discuss the other creators. What the fuck they said that they're trying to do. What did Mallory apologize to, Lily? I don't need an apology from Mallory. Mallory's going to have to change her behavior. For me. Like, this is just part of the fact. I'm not reciting conveniently somebody else took ownership of it. You can say it. Cool. It's still part of the fact. This is part of the pattern. Mallory's a distraction. It wasn't an intentional distraction. It's okay with me. Cool. I'm not making you. Shut up. All right.
Best. Do it like the rest. Vanity Fair. Look at lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose, and chest. Waistline.
And again, I'm going to ask you very specifically if you cannot be an adult and understand that we don't misgender over here in general. I don't care if we like Mallory's behavior or not. You can act like an adult or you can get the fuck out. Secondly, this isn't just about what's going on with uni, but again, since I have to justify how I feel and why this bothers me, I am just going to talk about it out loud. And there is other things that have happened that I cannot talk about out loud, unfortunately. And it is what it is. But I have a right to feel the way I do, but I'm not encouraging hate of Mallory. I'm just trying to get people to understand what's fact and what's not.
Baseline, look at your best. Do it like the rest. Vanity Fair. Come on.
You couldn't hear?
Pissed me off.
You'll get it. We'll talk about it in a minute.
So last night.
All right. This is for people in the back that need context. This was January 19th. Molly had done previous lives to this with Spanky. This is when after my CPS call had happened, and I did the video saying that CPS had been contacted. They gaslit the fuck out of Molly. Molly went live. There's I think 3 previous lives to this that she had blown up, all of this shit about me, my children, all sorts of stuff. And by the way, for you in the bushes that don't understand, my little ones are actually my biological nieces. Penelope threatened my nieces after she doxed me too. Don't forget about that. There was a 10-page email just to remind people in the bushes. But then the accusations started flying that somehow Molly was accused of it. Never happened. I've never said that out loud. Still have never said that out loud. I don't think Molly was the one who called. Period, point blank. I'm almost positive I do know who it is. And it's not Molly. It would not be Molly that made the actual call. Again, I'm not 100%, but I'm just being truthful. I genuinely think that it is somebody else that has caused nothing but havoc in all of this for months and months and months. But this is the context. January 19th, 2023.
Sends me a message. I didn't see it. Sends me a message and he's like, "Did you call CPS on someone?"
Yep.
And I yelled at him.
Listen, that clip is making its rounds.
Good. Okay.
I didn't see it live. I saw the clip.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. But the thing is my point was, you
know what clip never made its rounds, House of Williams? Since I know you'll get this because your people are over here arguing with me about bullshit and making it worse for you. Anyways, you know why? Oh, I'll
know me as to someone that would do something like that.
Why would your best friend ask you that if it's not something you're capable of doing? You know what clip never made its rounds, Mallory? The clip of me accusing Molly of calling CPS. That clip you never heard because it never fucking happened. It's amazing how people can twist the facts and sit there and then a couple months later and be like, oh no, well, I just wasn't going along with it because why not?
So I had every right to be upset.
Just wait.
Yeah, I heard Adrian say it too. I thought I heard. Adrian said something to that effect. Doesn't he know you better than that or something?
Absolutely. But then
Rockabit, thank you so much. You didn't need to do that. It won't let you type that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let me find a song. Oh, by the way, Peggy has a button over here, y'all. Peggy's a fucking troll. Peggy's been stirring shit for months. Don't be a Peggy. That's why I have a Peggy button.
Justin was on the phone and he says, I don't want to be involved. But he had asked me.
Yes, Gina, that is correct.
When I looked at the phone, did you do that?
Yeah.
I have a right to be upset when a person asks me a question like that. If we're friends, you should know that I don't do shit like that.
Your own friends. Okay.
Period. So then me and Justin talk for a hot minute and I say, so I come over here and I go live and I said, do you want to just take a link because we're talking? He goes, yeah, I'll take a link. So we're on.
Y'all, I see that there's all of this back and forth in the comment section. If you can't hear me out, you're not here for the right reasons anyway. So please just leave. If you can't agree to disagree and understand that I have every right to feel this way, please sit on your hands or exit. Point blank, period. This isn't about arguing. This is about how I feel. This is about me needing to justify what I feel to everybody once again. So please understand that is not yet. The best Peggy is our Peggy. The other Peggy is not. Please sit on your fucking hands. If you can't be respectful, leave.
On for about 40 minutes.
Fucking done.
So catch me up. You spoke after that.
Oh, we went live.
After you yelled
on the
at
other channel. Yeah.
Okay, I was
We went
asleep.
live.
I was asleep by then. So
All
good.
right, and then I went to sleep after the 40-minute live.
Okay.
And I think I know where some of these people are coming from. Some of you guys are having adult conversations. That's fine.
Go, yeah, catch me up.
Yeah, we went live for 40 minutes. I personally don't believe. I don't believe. I think it's manufactured drama to get my attention.
Yes.
Bitch, why would I need your attention? Why would I need your attention when I already had it? I've had it for months. I've had it since July. I've had your fucking attention focused and fixed. I'm in your head, bitch. Ever since July, I have been. And I've stayed there. I didn't need your attention. You came in my chat, don't forget that, and demanded a link from me saying you call the shots. I denied you that link. I already had your attention. I've had it all along.
I don't believe that there was a CPS.
That's exactly the thought I had when I heard it. I said, listen, you people get so excited over a CPS claim, and they love to see show the receipts or it didn't happen. Well, listen, show the receipts that the CPS ever showed up to this lady's house.
So, again, condoning Molly's behavior. But you want to know what's really funny out here about this whole situation? Molly wasn't the only one saying that I made this up. Savage, Jenny, Jen, that whole group did the same thing. They called me out and have numerous times. I don't watch them. I was treated disrespectfully. They allowed Erica to make claims that I called CPS 211 times. I used to support Savage. I walked over there and totally realized that I wasn't welcome. I wasn't was ever going to be accepted over there because Penelope was over there and made sure that they heard everything that never even happened. But anyways, but Molly wasn't the only one that said this. And right then and there, I realized, oh, fuck my life. I told the Tessas I made a mistake. I am never going to use my kids and release information on my children for content or to justify anything to random strangers on the internet. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And to see the very people who have been done so shitty be supported when stuff happens to their real lives and not be demanded to show proof ever, but then to have it turn around and be demanded that I show proof. And they have tried to discredit me for months. Every fucking time. I don't know what Jen's problem is with me. Have no fucking clue. But she's got a hard on for me. And has. That's a fact. I don't care if you like them or not. It's the truth. You don't let somebody sit on your panel knowing that they're a fucking liar. We know for a fact that they knew Erica was lying. Penelope admitted to it. But they continued to let that narrative go on and never corrected it. Therefore, I would never fucking do that to even Molly. Because it's not okay. They still are in communication with Erica. I don't know which ones, but Erica is still in the back end of shit, fucking with everybody. We've heard Molly call her out. We've heard everybody. Everywhere she goes, she does shit like this. But they encouraged that and gave a platform to spread that hate on me. And that was a huge thing. Not only did I have the extreme antis coming at me, Molly, people who claim that they're fighting the same fight as I am. Right? That they're here for the greater good. That was fucking eye-opening. But it also made me maneuver in the direction of away from all the drama and stick to my focus and tune it out. I stopped watching because at the end of the day, I could give two fucks less what they have to say about me. I don't know these people. I guess I'm not supposed to have a problem with Molly's behavior because I don't have a personal history with her. That's why a lot of you can't see past the bullshit and realize that change needs to come because it is a personal vendetta for you versus what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. That's the difference. And it makes you uncomfortable that I don't have a past. It should make you glad that I don't have a past because I'm doing this because it's the right reasons, not for a self-serving mission. But let's continue.
Or they even came to investigate, called to investigate.
You don't like what I'm saying?
Listen, people, this is YouTube, for Christ's sake. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Holy shit. Holy shit. And yes, by the way, I was holy shit for Halloween because I had a holy shit costume for like 15 years ago. It was epic. Mallory, if you want the costume, I can send it to you because I think it would be amazing for you to wear that next Halloween. It would be great. It's a polished shirt. You could even polish it if you want. Anyways, but it is, I was holy shit because of Mallory saying holy shit all the time. Absolutely hysterical. And that's a fact.
Shit. And first of all, let's not forget, people, 8 out of 10 times it's a family member that's calling to report your ass to CPS, not some stranger from YouTube. That's just the way it is. Statistically speaking, it's a nosy neighbor across the street.
And you know what I said in my video? If you would have watched, well, I think you probably did watch it. However, you're just not articulating what was actually said. I said, for all I know, it could have been family shit. I called on myself a couple of years ago because I have girls with developmental disabilities that we have been fighting for years to get them proper resources and proper help. They were taken by CPS 3 times previously before I took them the 4th time. Do you want to continue to talk? You want to use your status and everything that goes on with you, but you sat here and didn't even realize or give 2 fucks what position you put my kids in and condone all of it. Fuck you. No. Nope. It's pretty easy to just look the other way when it's your friend, huh?
Or a family member. That's just the way it goes. It's
No,
got to be Molly from YouTube. You people, your imaginations. Go ahead. Sorry.
I can 100% confirm that it was not my family. It was nobody within my household. All of my family is nothing but supportive of what is going on with my kids. They would never, ever put their children who they love dearly in a situation like that. Never, ever would they ever, unless it was the best thing for the kids. Unless it was the best thing. This was nothing to do with anything besides stupid fucking drama over the internet. That's it. Because I fucking called out some people and then here enough, the very people that doxed me, again, I didn't fucking dox her. I didn't have to. She was fucking with other people. It happens. When you fuck around in the back end of shit, it comes out. So Lori, Penelope, and by the way, she used Lori on Facebook. That's why I knew her real name was Lori. Anyways, the things you don't know.
Apparently today, this chick is all up in arms because she was watching my Patreon where I said to my Patreon, who has her information? I'm going to give it to Adrian.
She already got it. A month previous, she had it. I've got those streams.
Going down to Hershey Police, and I'm gonna file a report. I just found out that this girl has an entire channel devoted to me. Cyber stalking. I don't take that lightly.
Or she's the president of your fan club. I mean, we've got to.
Well, did we just switch spots, Mallory? Did you just become Mallory's biggest fan? Because it seems like you're doing the same thing and calling her out on her poor behavior. I guess that's fan behavior in your opinion. Ironic.
Let's go. So today she doubles down and does this big community post tagging me saying, why do you want my information for your husband? Well, guess what? My husband is an investigator. Not only
a shitty one at that.
By nature, but he was an investigator in the Army. He wants to get back to investigating in his bank. He's trying to move within his bank to get into investigating. And now he's got a lawyer retained for something else here in Pennsylvania. And I want to take advantage.
By the way, somebody did ask me, have I ever been served any papers? Have I been sent to cease and desist? No, nothing. I'm absolutely anxious for the day that one of these dumbasses does attempt to get me in front of a judge. I'm waiting for that day. I've been begging for that day for months, but I'm not going to sue somebody. At the end of the day, what they've done is really fucking harmful to my real life. They have tried to fuck with Kyle's job. Thankfully, before even coming into this, I made sure that Kyle was in a position that he is not touched by stupid, petty dumbasses on the internet. So Kyle is secure. I am secure. We have taken the steps to protect our family at the end of the day. They have not done monetary damages to me whatsoever. Not even the case. In fact, yes, now I am a monetized channel and I have been making money off of this situation. I can't say it any other way. That is the truth. So again, there has been no financial damages that I have occurred in any of this, to be clear. And no, I have not received any papers.
Advantage of, I'm sorry, I want to take advantage of this retainer. And that's what we talked about.
Okay.
So
she already paid her retainer. Why is she asking for $8,000 to sue?
Yeah, I want to know this girl's information. And yes, she was doxxed. First, I didn't find her information out. Now I have it.
And by the way, he's a very handsome investigator too, so that doesn't hurt.
Thank you.
I guess that changed too, huh?
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
He's
well, this is the thing. I can do whatever I want. And the thing is,
Julie, the whole Jake thing cracks me the fuck up. Cracks me up.
She falls under cyber stalking.
Sure do.
That is a crime.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
You can't have a YouTube channel of one person.
Baby girl, you need to clean your ears out. We've been telling you this for months. This channel was never dedicated to you. It's still not. It's dedicated to you. You've just been the biggest piece of misinformation that has continually been spread over here. My channel has nothing to do with Molly Go Lightly. My channel has to do with the fact that you guys are the misinformation cronies, and you continue to spread fake narratives that you create to exploit victims and their tragedies. Unfortunately, you're on display right now, but you're not even the only one. Spanky, LB, all the rest of them, your little EKC, Vada, all of those guys are just as bad and just as vile. Actually, some of them, some of the spinoffs are even worse than you. They just don't have the platform you do. But you're not alone. And if you go back, we've talked about all of you. Unfortunately, you're just the loudmouth that's always in the picture. I can't change that.
That goes against the terms of service, number one. Number two.
By the way, they report me on the daily. Just so we are clear, the extreme antis have made it their mission to take my channel down and make me lose monetization. They report me on the daily. In fact, there was a live stream going through and highlighting all the different things that I do to break terms of service. They have privacy struck me on so many fucking videos. They've done all sorts of shit. I haven't gotten a copyright strike yet. All of this, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube will hold me accountable too.
The laws of Pennsylvania take it seriously. We've looked them up. Mm-hmm. My husband said, absolutely, we'll give it to blank. And we will take care of this.
Now,
and
let me ask you this. Obviously, you'll report this to YouTube. Now, what constitutes a YouTube channel to one person? So
Mallory knew that my channel is not.
Supposedly, the smart ass now says,
now going after 2 people. It'll be 2 people.
Say
3 channels, 2 people. Huh?
What I'm saying is, what constitutes a channel for one person? I know it's predominantly you, but if she decides to go ahead and says, okay, I'm gonna throw up a Teletubby video, does that, I mean, what is
these fucking fools
that, what does that do? Do you understand what I'm saying? Will that suddenly, now it's not all about Marissa?
Thank you, Rabbit. I appreciate all of your kind words and sentiments.
If she pulls some nonsense like that. I mean, what I'm saying is, what constitutes having a channel all about one person?
No, it doesn't matter. It's going to show for itself.
It will show for
itself. It's going to show for itself. And
it will.
My husband will write out what exactly is the problem, and then the lawyer will sign off on it. That's all it is.
Sure. Go, Wally.
Clearly,
do I want the girl to go to jail? No. I want the girl.
Sorry, I totally missed that. Thank you so much, Frostbite. I appreciate you. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Let me play. Thank you again.
To understand that what she's doing, like I told Justin last night.
Enjoy your day.
When you walk into a room, right? If we walked into Justin's room, right, we would see a bunch of missing persons, posters of missing persons, missing persons posters. If we walk into this girl's room, right, we see a whole bunch of Molly Golightly posters.
You're in my fucking bedroom, you idiots. Is there a picture of Molly anywhere? Sure as hell isn't. There's not one in my house. There wouldn't be. I mean, I get it, but come on. Come on, people. Wake the fuck up.
What does that equate to, Mallory? You're an obsessed fan.
Yeah.
Your whole channel is posters of Molly Golightly. You're an obsessed fan.
It reminds me of that scene from that Whitney Houston movie, The Bodyguard, when they finally tracked down that stalker, that crazy stalker, and
crazy stalker, huh? So I guess you fill those shoes now too? That's where you're at because you're calling out her bad behavior. So I guess you're a stalker also? I mean, the irony. Thank you, Revival, so much.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got...
January 19th is when this just happened.
Went to his, and they found all the Rachel Marin paraphernalia all over his, oh my God.
But
you're Rachel Marin. You're the Rachel Marin of YouTube.
Who the fuck is that?
But think about it. What would make a middle-aged woman, any middle-aged woman, because they're all flocking to me. This has been going on for 5 years. What is putting a spell on all these middle-aged women?
Voodoo. Ooh.
To fixate their whole lives, miss out on everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
that's the irony of this whole thing. If I'm not talking in a chat, I'm not fucking there. Period. I am in and out all day long with my kids. Anybody that actually knows me knows that it's hard to get a hold of me. 100%. It is difficult because I'm so busy in my real life and I don't miss anything. Well, last night I missed a couple hours of sleep because my bladder, I drank too much way too late. So I was up anyways, and I was editing way too late into the morning. But I live my life first and foremost. I don't miss anything else. Calling you out is a hobby for me. And I make time because it's important, because I'm sick and tired of watching what you do to victims.
Just think, this is what's interesting. This girl is on a precipice of getting married. Not a good look. Not a good look when you're wasting all of your time obsessing over a middle-aged woman on the opposite side of the country. And you're asking this man to take you seriously for the rest of his life?
Have you met Kyle? I mean, most of you have.
That's a good point.
It is a very good point.
After she gets it legalized.
I should probably not take advice on relationships from you guys. Okay. Thankfully,
I'd be running for the hills, this dude. Maybe he's dumb. I don't know. Maybe he's a dumbass. Maybe that's why he chose her. God only knows. Poor guy lays tiles.
Poor guy.
You know?
Poor guy works in homes that you couldn't even afford to walk in. You want to talk about classy? The poor guy is doing what he loves to do. He quit. He's not doing railroad stuff anymore because he likes the creative side. He's doing just fine. It's backbreaking work, which you would never know anything about. Have you ever laid tiles? I've worked with him. I've done jobs with him. That man busts his ass. But just wait till this irony. Where's Wally? You want to talk about
tiles, dude?
Poor guy.
Yeah, if you think he's going to come home to a home-cooked meal or anything like that after a day of, back-busting ass work like that.
Chat that knows me in here, do I cook Kyle dinner? Is Kyle starving? If you've seen anything I post, cooking is one of my hobbies also, and I am pretty damn good at it. Not only do I make sure he has dinner every night, whether I cook or not, he also gets made lunches. Isn't that crazy? And he takes a lunch back. Like, I do that because I love the man. Guess what he also doesn't have to do? He doesn't have to help clean house, but he does sometimes. Because we're a team. That's my partner. Yeah. Dumbasses. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, hold on. I missed a bunch. Oh, you all. Barbie, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here and being supportive. Amira, I love you too. Pugs, thank you for the gifted memberships. Y'all. Okay. I cook all the time. It's just the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. Okay, let me play the song.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
I make him breakfast sandwiches. Yes, I make breakfast sandwiches twice a month. So he has breakfast sandwiches made to heat up and take on his way. Yeah, like he's babied, all right? He's totally fine. I don't even think Kyle would eat. I don't know if Kyle, no, he doesn't really like tamales. Kyle's got a weird texture thing too. He likes churros from Costco. He'll eat a churro from Costco for sure. That man, anything with sweets. It's just stupid. It's just the dumbest shit. But Mallory was okay with all of this shit a couple months ago. And again, what was done to Mallory is still fucked up. We can see it both ways because it is. But I don't have to like her. And no, I don't need an apology from her because it would be fake as fuck. If she genuinely
can forget about it, because somebody like that who's just stalking a middle-aged woman in Hershey, Pennsylvania, she's not going to be cooking any meals. Mallory, listen, I'm just saying some women still like to cook their husband meals.
She's walking.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right. Zero to Manic. He's got sandwiches every week. And this is just like, it's the stupidest shit. But my real life and my kids' real lives weren't off limits. Now, again, I can recognize what was done to Mallory and what was said to Mallory is extremely dangerous. But I need to also remind you that Molly has put out there an entire narrative on me that I was a paid pedo protector. Molly encouraged her entire chat with no proof, no basis, with that and EKC on panel with her later on in the evening, that is said that I had a record worse than Letitia Bias. I don't have a record. But to claim that I'm a paid pedo protector is inciting the same shit that she did to the boys at Balenciaga. It's to incite the same type of reaction that she's doing with the trans bashing to Mallory. It's to put danger and fear in these people's lives. But Mallory co-signed that behavior when it was not Mallory. You can own and take accountability for what you do and move on. I don't need an apology. I don't need an apology because fake forced apologies aren't it. But these are the behaviors and the history of what has actually happened. Mallory was a distraction from the get-go, an intentional distraction that she was okay with being. You can't rewrite history. And if we're fighting the good fight, Uni, this is to you. You just took a big, huge L because the very person that has been gone at time and time again, Dre, has been drug all over the internet by Mallory also and condoned those behaviors on not only me, but Mallory. I'm good with you giving her a space and a chance to heal and change her behaviors. That's 100%. But the fact that you made accusations without me having anything completely against what I was saying about Molly being responsible for the call, and I continued to say, even in your chat, I did not blame anybody. I did not accuse anybody. But then to accept Mallory, the very one that sits there and condones the shit, into your chat and kick out the people who have been here all along with us because they were standing firm and saying, no, you're not rewriting history. What has been done is sick. You kicked those people out and told them that they weren't important anymore. Well, one specifically. If you're fighting the good fight, you fight it all across the board. I've heard so much that's just not how Uni uses or moves. Then how does he move? Because the truth and the facts don't get rewritten when we're hate bonding. I don't get it. I appreciate Uni. I appreciate what he's done. I appreciate that he is passionate about bringing on awareness to the tragedy pimps, as they call them. And again, in my opinion, the tragedy pimps, how are we any different? Because having CPS called on me was tragic to my girls. You monetize that. We've got to be careful about using terms like this because we easily can fall into those terms. You want to call it tragedy pimping? It's really not. It's misinformation that is very dangerous at the end of the day. I, again, encourage growth, further opportunities, but you can't just overlook shit because of a $20 and some views. I don't want those people here because I'm not going to change my opinion or the facts to fit their fucking comfortable feelings. The facts are the facts. You can tell me I'm wrong all day long. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But the facts are the facts, and this is how it went down. Now I'm going to pull another clip, and I'm going to show something to you guys that happened during this whole thing too. That was talked about, that was addressed, that Valerie was a part of, because I'm sick and tired of people Yes, Quartz. One of them's in the comments. T, she spoke about it. I don't think she'd care that I put her on. Yes, she was standing firm in her stance, not against Uni, just against the overlooking of how harmful Mallory's behavior was. Mallory was absolutely doing shit to benefit the entire distraction, to take heat off of Molly from taking accountability of all of this. What Queen Bee is doing is the attempt of branching forward. She allowed her space to come on panel, but then she rapid fired questioned her. What did you do with this video? What did you do with that video? There's a big difference, and people need to understand that. I am all for forward movement, but this ain't it. And when I'm being expected to justify my feelings and my opinions, you probably don't want that. Because this is what it is. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. I don't give a fuck if I fuck with you today. I don't give a fuck if I fuck with you tomorrow. I'm going to treat Uni the same way I've been treating him all along. The same exact reason. This has nothing to do with a personal thing with creators. The facts are the fucking facts. It bothered a lot of my subs that Uni monetized my content and I didn't. We've talked about that. There was a lot of people that were really upset that I did not take more credit for everything. Now we're going around celebrating a victory. There's no victory here. None at all. Maybe a step forward in the right direction or a break, what it seems like. No, it just amped up for the rest of us. For those of us that are actually in the heat of things, it just amped it up. The threats of lawsuits. Why aren't we encouraging people who have actually been victimized to file lawsuits? Why aren't we coming together as a community and saying, you know what? These people, these are the actual victims. Yeah, that, okay, I'm going to say this. This is going to offend some people. I don't take credit for a lot. I don't. I'm not a showboat. Never have been. It's never been about me. It's not about the facts or who got to the bottom of anything. That's never been who I am. It's about the greater picture for me. It always has been. So I will absolutely let somebody showboat in my comment section, even though when in the back of my head, I know you had nothing to do with that. Even Rabbit, I don't know if she's still in here, but Rabbit can tell you that when I got introduced to Rabbit, it was so hard for me to even explain the situation to her. But I actually sent her content and asked her, will you please cover this? Because I couldn't get to the bottom of it. I've never done that with Uni. Uni asked if he could use my content. He absolutely helped me get to 1,000 subs. I will not overlook any of that. He did wonderful things. I'm not saying what he does is not relevant or wrong or anything like that. It just doesn't work with what I'm doing. You didn't do anything, T. Did somebody say something? No, I was just saying you got treated shitty and asked to leave over Mallory. Rabbit has always asked me, can I use this? Can I use your content? Can I mirror it? She had to teach me what mirroring was. I didn't even know. She has always came to me and been respectful about using, my content. Totally fine. That's how people work. And again, I didn't need that. I don't need that. That's not what I'm doing. But if you want to talk about the facts, they can't walk it back because they don't do their, Rabbit can walk it back a lot better than a lot of people, actually. But Uni struggles with walking it back because Uni doesn't do his own content. He's a YouTube creator. They gather from all angles. That's what he does. Nothing wrong with that, just a totally different side of it. Uni said he's a fraud raiser buster and was taking down Molly. That was a year ago. He doesn't have the power to do anything, and I hope people aren't sending him money for this lawsuit. Rico, I agree with you on the lawsuit thing. It's absolutely frivolous and absolutely disappointing in my opinion. I was actually really bothered when I saw that title of the video, because I was like, how are we becoming the very people that we are fighting against? When you start throwing out frivolous lawsuits, they didn't do damage to Uni. They did damage to Dre. They did damage to Jose's family. They did damage to Summer Wells, Cash Gernon. All the list goes on and on. There's a list of actual victims. And I'm sorry, but what the fuck are we doing out here? We're putting Amber, Mallory as victims of Molly's? The fuck out of here, you people. That's the difference. And that's where I think people are struggling, because there's one side of the coin that loves this because it's dramatic and it's some shit show to watch. There's the other side of us that are actually concerned about the real victims, not the perceived bullshit victims from drama. There's a group of us that are actually concerned about the victims, the real victims. The rest of them are a part of them. See, Uni's in my comment section. I have no ill will towards any of these people. Period. Point blank. If I had an ill will, I'd block it. I'm not, his girlfriend has a wrench on my channel. Do you think I went in and removed it? Fuck no. Because at the end of the day, this is not a personal issue. This is about the greater deal. And again, I do everything out front because I'm sick and tired of people misconstruing my words. I say what I say and I mean what I say. I stand firm where I stand. Whether I'm right or wrong, I'm standing there. I've stood in this shit before. I have apologized so many times to people who are undeserving of apologies because I felt that I wronged them. No, I've been fucking wronged time and time again out here, and I just take it. The distractions have been nonstop, so people don't have to take accountability. That's the bigger issue. And that's where the separation of what Uni is doing and what I am doing are very obvious. Uni is about the content on YouTube and getting it out there. I'm about change. I think Uni wants a bigger change, but Uni's focus is content. He's a YouTube creator. I could give two shits less about the videos I do. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm not bringing anybody up. Please be respectful in the chat. Please. But I'm not bringing anybody up. I need to talk from my perspective. I don't need the back and forth. This is about the facts. Again, there is no dialogue that's needed here. I'm not bashing Uni. I'm telling you the facts of what I feel and why I feel this way. I will absolutely have a conversation at some point in time. Right now, I'm not in that space. Point proven, or end of story there. Like, I'm just not in that space mentally. Sorry. Please respect that. Or I'm not into having conversations right now or anything like that. And again, because it's not a personal thing for me to from the get-go. Like, there's nothing that needs to be settled. There's nothing that needs to be, this is what it is. If anything, I hope that he can sit back and hear what I'm saying and go, oh shit, I did do that, and I didn't mean to do that. And maybe I should sit back and realize all the fucking harm that was actually done by people like Mallory. But that's the problem, is because these people haven't been going at Uni. The sidelines, distractions, the EKC people yet, but that's been an ongoing battle between them for years. I got put in the middle of it because of their assumption of Katie. I don't know if Katie hangs out over at Uni's. I don't know if Uni talks to her. People are expecting me to answer those questions that I've never had. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Don't have a clue. Don't care. I'm not about to tell other people what to do on their channels. Hold on. Let me pull another video. Which one is it? All right, here we go. This is just a clip of, hold on, that was done on December 18th, the day, well, you'll see what goes on. Y'all, I'm not in the business of forced apologies. Again, he might not see anything that I'm saying is truthful, and that's totally okay. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. I don't need an apology to move forward and fight the good fight. I don't need any of that to continue on to feel the way I feel. EKC is an extreme anti-Katie of Without a Crystal Ball, who I don't know where she really has been around or where. I don't know, to be honest. I don't watch those people, but she has a whole channel dedicated to me. It's the wildest shit. True Love has 4 paws. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I will tell her. I appreciate that. She is a beautiful little girl. I am super proud of that one. I'm super proud of every one of my kids. Let me clarify that. But she is definitely, watching her blossom has been one of the best things that's kept me grounded out here for sure. All right, let's go. So this is December 18th. I'm just going to play a clip of this. It's 24 minutes. We're going to get through it, but I want to remind people of why I feel so strongly on the reasons I do. You saw after the CPS call that she was totally fine with, all the bullshit that Molly was saying a month and a half, 2 months ago. Now you'll see another piece of it.
Fried all day long. Smokes pot all day long. And cooks it into her food. It's fucking crazy. Can you imagine being fucked up all day long?
I don't know who she was talking about.
That's the only reason she liked that AB guy. Is because he was giving her fucking ganja.
Well, he was also giving her permission to be a first-class asshole and to treat other people horribly and disgusting and foul because, well, he was doing the same thing. So they were two peas in a pod. They were condoning and justifying one another's behavior. So they were perfect company together.
Oh my God, look what I got. Holy shit, I know you're live. Amber sent titty pictures to Ski Mask Andy. He sent dick pictures to her. Isn't she married? Is she a pig or what?
I'm going to play this all the way through, but the reason why I'm choosing to do this clip, granted, I have 1.5 million of them to get through, but the reason I'm choosing this is because a lot of names are mentioned who are now like trying to say that they have been wronged by Molly. Bitches, sit down. You have caused so much chaos and confusion and absolute fucking drama. None of them give a fuck about the victims. They care about channel building. And by the way, if you don't know whose panel Molly was on last night, she was on Christy Payne's panel, who was one of the initial ones that came out with the text messages saying that Michelle had asked her for meth. Christy is a problematic liar from Facebook and has been forever. Christy will do anything. She has been on every side of this story. Every time she gets called out, she moves. She has now moved back to Molly's Good Graces, joined Molly's Patreon. Molly sending super chats. That's how Molly controls her smaller channels. We've seen it time and time again. Christy has always been somebody willing to do anything to get her name in the algorithm and make that coin. Can't fault her for that. She's a piece of shit. She's a liar. There's no proof behind any of her text messages. Her and Erica were best friends, by the way. Yeah. So she can go get fucked too.
What?
She's just.
If I'm being honest.
She's a pig. She fucks around on her husband. Is this the same girl?
Who the fuck would want? I mean,
is this the same girl that said? Is this the same girl that said I'm a bad wife?
I mean, not for nothing. Are you listen? Whoever this female character, are you sure they're tit pics or are they just her back meat? I mean, you might want to look a little closer.
Hold on.
Okay.
Mallory Williams, you better.
And this is where you're gonna see that I actually laugh at some of the shit that Mallory says when she's on panel. I do, because Mallory does see a little bit more, in my opinion, of what the bigger picture is on some people. But Mallory was still okay with condoning all of this shit. All of it. Amber was buddies with them on panel just a few weeks previous to this, before the Florida fallout.
It's just off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
He said it on his live at 4 hours and 13 minutes is where it starts. I left his chat to text you. He deletes his videos immediately after they end. So if anyone wants to go over to clip that, the timestamp is 4 hours, 13 minutes. Wow. Okay. So this is the woman that said that I am a bad wife and a bad mother. I don't send men pictures of my top love. And I certainly, she's a pig. I'm just gonna come out and say she's a total pig. And she must be very, very lonely and very, very insecure. And when I saw a picture of her, I got lightheaded and I actually fell into my pantry door. I fell against it, Mallory.
And again, Amber's pictures were posted in Molly's Patreon. That is factual. Do I agree with that? No, it's been going on for months. Months and months and months. Like, she was fine. Another one who, Amber was the first person that I ever, as a creator, ever spoke to. She was the first person. And there was no way that she was going to make sense of this all. So I liked her in the beginning because I thought she did like 90-day commentary. So I was like, cool, whatever. Thank God I avoided that one like the plague. But we can't rewrite history. Again, she was condoning all of this shit. The Sherelle stuff. You remember Amber herself truced racism for a business decision to align with Molly over Sherelle after Molly pulled shit on Sherelle. Let's not forget of how this all has actually gone down.
I mean, I know that that's a lot of detail, but I could not believe it for someone that talks as confidently as her. She looked like a Halloween pumpkin.
Hey, Willow.
All I can think is, look, the couple pictures I got, honest to God, all I can think is fucking Gollum. What if fucking Gollum? My precious. Fuck off. Holy shit. Fucking, I saw that fucking forehead. I didn't know if her fucking eyebrows were actually her hair or her fucking eyebrow. I didn't know what, is this her fucking hair or her hairline? I didn't even know anymore. It was just,
that girl was so insecure. And the thing is I think she's very, very interested and jealous of my life. I think I'm everything. I think that I'm everything that she wishes she could be. And that's scary. Because if she's saying that I'm a hot mess and I'm everything that she wants to be, reevaluate, sweetheart. She sent them to the adult Bart Simpson. I honestly can't understand the appeal of these drama channels. I don't find it appealing at all. And actually, Mallory Williams came from the dramas.
Isn't it interesting how she was talking shit about Ski? That's been an intentional distraction all along, too.
Sector. She's been there for a long time, but she was too funny for them. That's why they hated her, is because she made fun of the drama.
Every community I fly by hates me. It's
because you made fun of them in a nice way. You made fun of them in like a non-harsh way. You never went real life. See, that's where you guys have to remember something. If you're new,
I'm nothing about
if you see a channel that puts out people's real information or tries to go after people's jobs, tries to go after people's money, that's your red flag right there.
The boy about no.
Well, the irony in this. December 2022, December 18th, 2022. I don't need to tell you who these people are. I don't need to give you your opinions on any of this. You are adults. You are entitled to make your own opinion on all of it. But the facts are the facts.
That boy hated me because I did the same fucking thing to the boy, right? I clowned them too. I clowned every one of those fuckers too. And listen, they hated me too.
I think the worst person out of the boy was that Jenny girl. Hands down.
First of all, Jenny was and is never part of the boy. Listen, she's a wannabe. She inserts herself in there as if she was ever part of the boy. She never was.
She's revolting from the first time I was like, she is as fake can ever come. No,
yeah, she came along about 4 years too late after the boy had already disbanded. I mean, these people who holler the boy, they were nowhere to be seen or heard when the bottom of YouTube, as we know it, existed. They're just a bunch of fruitcakes and wannabes.
I think they're all a bunch of fucking heathens. She sent this to Bombshell. Oh my God.
There's always been distractions going on every single time.
So Amber sent her a picture. Yeah, everyone needs to stay away from this Amber girl. She sent a picture of her arm and it's all sliced up with blood all over it. And it says,
I see you guys in the comment section. And if you have a wrench over here and feel uncomfortable with your wrench, please let me know and I will absolutely take it 100%. If you don't want to have a wrench because of me speaking out, please, there will be no hard feelings either. If you do have a wrench and need to part ways, absolutely, please ask me to. But this is, you guys are adults. Nobody should be making you feel like you have to choose over anything. Like that's where I'm really struggling, because the Islanders are hearing what I have to say. They know exactly where I'm coming from. They know because they've been expecting me to lay the smack down for a while and say enough's enough. We can't be the very people that we're becoming. If we're here for the facts and what is right is wrong, or what is right is right and what is wrong, there's no choice in it. I don't know why people are so feeling like they have to choose, because this isn't a personal thing. This is about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. You don't even have to like the creators, y'all. Don't let anybody make you feel. No, good Gumby. I'm just saying, don't let anybody make you feel torn. Nobody should be making you feel torn. And if you do, run.
As underneath, keep reading. You hypocritical bitch. Never burn a bridge. Bye. See you in court. Anyone that keeps talking about court and blah, 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 either you do it and follow through it.
Or fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. When they keep talking about it, they never pull through.
Right.
And then she says, lawyer up, bitch.
Yes.
And it says, there's no responses. And it says, you better be a LLC. I'm a business. You're costing me money and revenues. Yeah, you got to be able to prove all that. The burden of proof is on you.
Yeah. Prove that you ever made a fucking nickel in the first place.
Yeah. And that's all done and done so with.
First, you're going to have to establish that you ever made a fucking nickel in the first place. Then we have to go from there. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go through with mine because that other channel was worthless. And so
you know how they're gonna ask you for that? They're gonna start with your
life.
Yeah, they're gonna ask you to start with your fucking tax return. Let's start with this tax return that you made with your YouTuber.
Yeah, this girl. I think everyone needs to stay away from this girl. This girl is nothing but trouble.
I think everybody needs to stay away from this person.
The arm picture was a cry for look at me, I need attention.
Ew. Snosberry, Amber, and Penelope are all wanting that ski mask guy hard. Wow, then these women must have very low standards in men. I'm just saying.
For those of you that don't understand that comment, for history, for those in the back, and again, this can be proven, Penelope was paying Ski Mask Andy to play her content against Michelle. That's how that started. Penelope sent him $150 to play some of her smut videos dragging Michelle with huge lies. Now remember, Penelope's only interest in Michelle was because Michelle went at Molly and did shit to Molly. So Penelope was deployed to attack Michelle and shut her down because she had gone at Molly. There was nothing that she had done to Penelope in the beginning. Not one single thing. Then it became back and forth between them, but that's the facts of that too. Penelope was absolutely doing Molly's dirty work and was okay with it. That's also why I ended up getting doxxed, because she claims that she separated from Molly and then she sucked in with Jenny Jen and those guys. Yeah. And we've got proof of that. I've got emails and everything.
Wow, lots of women said, oh my God, Molly warned us. Oh, Molly warned us. She told us. All I can see, Mary doesn't have a...
You know, not for nothing. If I remember correctly, this Penelope lady was another lady that briefly was acting very nice when I was treating her nicely for a hot second, and she was just and Molly was treating her nicely for a hot
Penelope?
second. Yes.
Yeah, she ditched me too. She ditched me too.
Yeah, I mean,
for no reason. Yeah, no reason.
I remember her just, you know.
By the way, December 18th. Does anybody remember what happened on December 18th? I'll ask. I'll wait. Anybody remember? It's so fucking ironic that people really think that we're stupid over here. The 18th has been a date that they continue to fuck with because somehow I named 18 creators that I never did, according to Penelope too. Thank you, Yanzi, for becoming a member.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
All right, let's go.
I was very briefly around my channel and acting all nicey and was pleased when I was mentioning her in the channel. But you know, same way with Molly. And then look, fuck off. Go fuck off.
What got me was like, I saw this message that someone sent me and she says, I don't know why Molly started sharing my YouTube channel. And I was like, you don't know why I promoted your YouTube channel? What?
Yeah, all we can do is pick every now and again. We'll pick somebody to be, you know, just to highlight and be nice to, because you know we just feel like be nice to this person. We see a little something in somebody that looks like it might be worse. Just be nice to and kind of just lifting up and just introducing to our people. And you know, and 9 out of 10 times,
I didn't even know Penelope was hanging out with Mallory. I had no idea because I don't watch Mallory. Mallory's never been my content. The only time she's played into this is when she's co-signing all of the fuckery and the distractions, and part of them that Molly has been doing to overcome the questions of, where is all the money? Why are you continuing to get away with exploiting all these victims and their tragedies? Where's the court orders?
They're gonna turn around and just bite us right in the fucking hand, right?
All the time.
Like a fucking chihuahua, and just, you know, act like they're licking your lips. Next thing you know, they're gonna bite you right in your fucking freshly Juvederm fucking lip. Just fucking
somebody say Juvederm.
Fuck.
I can't find Mary Jo in the
Oh my goodness. Kitten Claus. Thank you so much. 20 of you just got stuck in the cabana. Come to the 420 tent. Forgotten runs that. Thank you for joining. Or thank you, Susan, for all of them.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Oh, goodness. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got another message. Okay, never mind. Somebody just said, somebody sent me $1 on Cash App and said, oh God, you're going to hell. I am probably going to hell. I didn't need you to tell me that for $1 though. Oh, you jackasses. I know who this is too. You're going to hell. I know.
Well, Jack, that's just it. They don't even take time to build their channel. What they do is what they see what they think is an easier road, or people that's giving them more attention. And they're usually less worthy people, far less worthy people, giving them more attention, and then they'll go that route because well, Mallory's not giving us that much attention, or Molly's not giving us that much attention, but these fuckers over here are giving us ample attention, so we're just gonna go with them instead of fuck off. We'll go with them. You might get more attention, but it's not. Listen, it's gonna be short-lived, bitches.
No,
It'll be a dead end.
Well, yeah. Listen, I mean, when you start showing pictures of a sliced wrist, you know, something is missing in your life. Something is majorly wrong with your boom, boom, boom up there. And I'm sorry, but I don't get down. I've never liked that girl. I've never liked that girl. Do I still talk to Letitia again anymore? There's no updates on Vaughn. If there was,
isn't he dead? I'm confused.
We don't know if he's alive or dead. And the thing is, I did speak to the family a few days ago.
All right.
This was December 18th. Just remember, in November, they did the whole death hoax. Mallory was also present in Georgia when that all went down.
Wait a minute. I thought he was dead. How did we get word?
We don't know. We don't know. The reason we thought he was dead is because, all right, there's these people that have channels here, and what they did was they reached out and paid some money. I won't even give their channels a fucking name. What they did was they reached out to a website they can make a fake news website. And
listen up to this. Those of you that have been around for the SNBC 13 bullshit will remember this. Thank you, Gone Girl.
A rich girl, a rich girl. Oh, you're a rich girl, yeah.
China T is rotting her brains. I don't think she had any to begin with, to be honest.
comes out of Nigeria.
I know that Nigerian website.
Gotcha. They made it.
It's not out of Nigeria. It's out of South Africa. But I said Nigeria, and it sure kicked off like hotcakes. I even corrected it. But they still went on with the Nigeria thing. And interesting enough, Molly's got subs that she's called out publicly about being in South Africa.
They made it in
the more you know.
Pennsylvania. So when we were down in outside of Quinton Simon's house, they made the link originate from Pennsylvania to make it look like I wanted attention or something like that, and that he was dead. Now I knew that it was I was outside. I knew that link was out there. I didn't know for sure, and he was live. Justin,
hold on. Listen to that again. Just hear what she actually is saying here.
Originate from Pennsylvania to make it look like I wanted attention or something like that, and that he was dead. Now I knew that it was I was outside. I knew that link was out there. I didn't know for sure, and
they knew the link was out there, but they didn't know for sure, even though she announced it boldly the night before and claimed that his family didn't even know. You were actually declining phone calls from Letitia. We have it all on film. But she knew that the website was out there, right? But they didn't know for sure. However, Jill, whoever Jill is, with her $2 super chat to Justin, went in and used that SNBC 13 article with the death hoax when they were in Georgia as verification of the rumor Molly had started that Marvon had passed away. Now, if you forget how the rumor originally started in the general, what happened was Molly came live and told everybody that one of her Patreons is in Dre's private group, and that there was some sort of post confirming that he had passed away. Guess who was in her Patreon? Penelope, and a bunch of other of her Patreons, or not in her private group. Sorry, not her Patreon. In her private group, a lot of Molly's Patreons were in there. I have got proof of that too. There was never a post. The only thing that was ever done in there around that time frame was Dre reacted to somebody else's comment in support of Dre. Nothing to do with him passing away. So off of that, of just an emoji, they created a whole narrative that Dre had made a post in Patreon. And then she announced it to everybody. And then magically, the following day, up pops an SNBC 13 article that he had passed away, spread with nothing but misinformation. Molly, Justin, LB, and the group went on, and they all used that article to confirm that he had passed away. When we started digging into the SNBC 13 and everything like that, the article changed from him passing away to being titled as a death hoax. There is articles from everywhere. When you go to Facebook, the Facebook page had something to do with Pennsylvania. Nobody besides the owner of that page can do all of those functions. I have no fucking clue who originates with that SMBC 13. No clue. I don't know if you can pay for articles. Never really figured it all out. But they've used it for multiple sources. Spanky used that as a source for something else in a different story also, knowing that it's nothing but misinformation.
He was live, Justin, and he picked up my voice, blah, 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 blah. I didn't address it. Anyway, the Katies and the losers in this little web, they wanted me to take the brunt of saying that he blah, blah, blah. I made an apology video for being misled by this link. But the thing is Dre McCrae never actually went on her
oh really?
McCrae.
She never posted
one of her girls secretly, who's still in that group, went around in her back, told me not to tell who it was, and I did that, and she showed me. She was like, this is the last thing she posted. Now people have driven by her house and showed me that if she's there or not. The family the other day told me because
you were Mallory. Again, let's talk about the facts here and just lay it out. I have an issue with Mallory's behavior because Mallory was totally okay with the fact that Molly was having people drive by Dre's house. Dre has children in that home. Because of some crazy bitch on the internet, aka Molly, we condoned the fact that you were having people follow her.
Because of HIPAA, they can't find out shit.
Okay, but hold on. This I know that, listen, we can find out at least this. Last he was in that hospital, right? He was in that hospital.
She moved him.
How do we know that?
Where he is. And the thing is
how do we know that? How did we know that though?
Because she moved into a private long-term facility care place.
But I'm trying to figure out how did we find out if she wasn't even posting anything, how do we find out that she relocated him to a different facility? Where did that information come from?
Because where she moved Marvon was the last place that Letitia was able to visit him and her husband and her son. Since then, he had been moved one more time, and nobody knows where that is. And the lawyer that Letitia had gotten is the shittiest fucking lawyer in the entire planet. So every time...
Well, there's that. You guys forget about this? Forget about this. Again, I can have opinions on what was done and said and condoned about my life, but this is other victims, real victims of these tragedies, real people that have been affected by this bullshit. And you were really okay with it in December.
Marvon's father comes home. He always says, Wynette, have you heard anything from Miss Molly? And she says, I'm still subbed. I'm still friends with her on Facebook. So is Letitia. This poor family thinks that I'm going to find out something before they do. I'm not fucking with this girl anymore.
Okay.
If she doesn't want it, this is the thing. Letitia never liked this girl. This girl hates Letitia. Dre McCrae.
Right there. Letitia never liked this girl. Who do you think Molly got that information from? Now, the whole thing of, we have all said that it was a whole lot of people with hurt feelings that totally spun this into a complete firestorm, shitstorm. That's what happened. That is exactly what happened. Letitia aligned with people because of her hatred for Dre and her dislike of, I wouldn't even say hatred, because of her previous interaction and her dislike and disdain for Dre. She was easy to align with the four very creators of the Facebook group and completely went from about Marvon to a self-serving mission. But many people question that if she ever was really focused on Marvon or revenge against Dre. A lot of people have those questions.
Likes that these YouTubers and these people on Facebook were fucking with Letitia. She loves that. She loves that. Dre McCrae hates the fact that I always stuck up for the family. And as of a week ago, this bitch was telling Miss Wynette, stay away from Molly Golightly. She'll use you. She'll eat you up and spit you out. And Miss Wynette said, how dare you say something horrible like that? How are you going to say Miss Molly's using us for money? Miss Molly hasn't used us at all. She's been very good.
This sounds to me like the parents would be better off just hiring a private investigator. Would probably get more headway than this damn lawyer to find out at least where the kid is at. If they don't even know at this point where their own kid is.
My husband, I've also actually thought about doing that. My husband said, Marissa, I think you need to stay out of it.
Because somebody's paying for the medical bills. Who's paying for the bills? Assuming the military benefits are paying for the bills. I mean, somebody's paying for the bills. A good PI is going to find out who's paying for the bills and where the money's, what facilities collecting. I mean, somebody's collecting the money. If it's been
no, all they want to talk about on YouTube is how much money I made on that case. But never once do they ever ask, or do they ever make a video on how much, hey, Molly, let's see the receipts on how much money you gave for that lawyer. How much money did you give for the travel? How much money? We want to know, Molly Golightly. Show us.
All right. Since you want to be asked those questions, how much money did you give? Let's see the receipts of how much you actually donated to the family. You say that you donated it to the attorney and all of those things. So obviously you have proof to back this up, right? So you want to talk about what you did. You did. What did you do for Marvon, Molly? How did any of this help Marvon? I'll see the receipts of how much you donated. I would gladly, 100%. I would love to see them.
Receipts on how much you gave. In fact, Justin said, holy shit, Marissa, I can't believe how much you've given them. Exactly.
I don't even think I don't know if it would be even legally possible. I don't, if the son passed away, I don't know that.
I hate peas. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Y'all are too kind.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Now I'm going to give it to Mallory. She does say something actually intelligent here.
You would even be able to keep it a secret legally. I don't know how there would even be able to be kept from the parents that the son passed away. I
maybe he's alive.
You know, so it seems like they would be notified one way or another.
Really?
That their son had passed away. I mean,
well, to me, he might as well be gone forever.
Well, I get you're not next to kin by any means.
No, but to me, he might as well be gone.
I will give Mallory props here for actually saying you're not next to kin, so it doesn't really matter. But you'll hear the same verbiage that she's using right now in this exact situation with her own family that she used with Dre and Marvon. It's actually really sick to understand that she was doing the same thing. And we were okay with it then when it was other people's families being affected, right?
I'd rather him be gone. I'd rather Marvon be gone.
Just like Jazz, obviously, a death notice, a certificate of death would be filed. All that stuff would be done.
To me, he is absolutely gone, and she is the most evil, deranged person on the planet. And she's still working for paparazzi.
Well, that's her livelihood. That's her bread and butter.
Absolutely. No, I'm not trying to fuck with it. And
I'm not trying to fuck.
I've never reached out to that company. I don't fuck with that company.
I'm not trying to fuck with it. However, you bragged about having her, 99% of the way down, her business page being down, her running off of social media. You thought that was just a gold star for you, right?
Company, and it turns out my maid of honor. Guess what? I just found out about 3 weeks ago. My maid of honor sells it.
There is obituary to read. Ken, is that a question or a statement? I think she meant there would be.
I'm not paying. Listen, I'm not paying a PI. I'm taking care of my mother who has cancer. Okay, someone else can foot that bill.
Right, exactly.
I've done a lot.
You've gone as far down this rabbit hole.
Why would she have ever gotten a PI? She is not next to kin. She is nothing but anything more than somebody who has stalked and harassed and exploited Marvon's story for content based on a complete fabricated narrative.
I've done a lot. I've given a lot. I'm paying for my mom's gas. I'm paying for her groceries. I'm paying for her co-pays. Yeah, I'm doing a lot right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, we've got to put this perspective. You are a YouTuber. You are a Molly Golightly celebrity / YouTuber. There has to be a finishing line for you on this case. And to keep going would just be kind of madness at this point.
And I'm not going to start a fundraiser for it. That's not my job.
Huh.
Maybe Katie could do it. Maybe she could do it. She loves throwing money around. She loves the story so much. Maybe that other girl can do it who thinks she knows so much. Right? Yeah, my mother comes before all this. Sorry. What about Summer Wells?
Yeah, chiclets again. I mean,
what about Summer Wells?
It's a cement wall with Summer Wells.
For those of you coming in, this is December. This is what was going on in December.
What do you want me to do? I physically went down there to look for her. The parents wouldn't come with us. The father told us, we want your help for a beautiful daughter. That's what he fucking said. And then we came there, and then he kept fucking ditching us everywhere we went.
Right.
The fuck you want me to do? There's other missing kids out there. I want me to fucking waste my time on her? No. All these fucking lowlifes around there? Get the fuck out of here. She's just one little girl. We move on. You want to know something? You might not like my fucking tone, but guess what? I was standing out.
As a mother, I don't know how you can be so cold.
I don't know. Well, guess what? I was standing outside of Quentin Simon's house, and then I realized, you know what, Marissa, you might be just a little too sensitive for these fucking topics. Because if these cops don't give a fuck, and these mothers and the grandmother and these people on the street don't give a fuck, then maybe you're the one with the problem, Marissa. Because maybe you care a little too much. Because you know what? There's a lot of other kids that need to be helped. There's a lot of kids that are getting beaten. They're getting their asses kicked. Because guess what? CPS was at my fucking door because Benny Keys called CPS on me. Right? How many times? 4 times. Well, guess what? 18 minutes away. An 11-year-old boy.
As a mother, Mr. Keys is a gentleman and he cares about our summer. He did the right thing, Miss Golightly. Mr. Keys is a stand-up, honorable gentleman. As a mother, I support him.
Well, they were wasting their time over here. An 11-year-old boy died. And to me, Those resources should have been over there. But guess what?
And again, I don't have any opinions on Benny Keys because I don't know him, thankfully, from the sounds of it. I don't know shit about that situation at all. Don't care to know. But you can see that the concern of all of this, yeah, it just isn't.
Even if they weren't at my house, I think the poor kid would have died anyway. I'm sorry, but when it comes to someone else, sorry, kiddo. I did as much as I possibly could. I scared the shit out of the mom, scared the shit out of the dad. What else do you want me to fucking do? The cops, if the cops are fucking worthless, what do you want me to do? Am I supposed to walk around an entire fucking, am I supposed to walk all over the place with a fucking shovel and a gun? I don't think so.
What you doing, Mr. Latley?
I'm just looking around for random kids.
I'm just trying to dig me up a little dead girl.
Am I supposed to assume that everyone's a fucking child molester? Am I supposed to assume that everyone's about to be a child killer? No, I can't do that. I don't know what people want me to do. What do you expect me to do? And then when I do it, when I actually get in Candace's face, then they start feeling bad for Candace and start giving her money.
People are so bipolar. They don't know what the fuck they want.
I could not believe that. I could not believe they did that.
They literally made it. You all literally wound up making her a celebrity overnight because the guilt and the love for Candace after that just came in like I mean, holy shit. It went from fuck you, Candace, to holy shit. No, we love you, Candace. We support you, Candace. Oh my God, she had a wish list. Let me remind you, people. She put up a wish list. She had carpets, not just one carpet. She had 3 or 4 different types of carpet she wanted for her house. And holy shit, people. I mean, her wish list was magical and mystical. But here's the best part. When I went to finally go look at her wish list the first time, there was nothing left. Everything had sold out overnight. Every fucking thing on her wish list was sold completely out. There was nothing left on her wish list. That's how successful her wish list was. So yeah, that's a fucked up situation, people.
That was disgusting. Because they thought that I was harassing her. After I pulled all of the records from that address, and I showed you, I told them all. Oh yeah, on this day, another parent called the police and said that their kid was up on that hill, and Don and Candace were giving them alcohol. After all the stories, all the horror stories that all the neighbors had to tell, and all of a sudden these people are fucking victims. Get the fuck out of here. Just because you don't fucking like me, get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, I'm walking through my house. Listen to this closely.
Disgusting. Because they thought that I was harassing her. After I pulled all of the records from that address, and I showed you, I told them all. Oh yeah, on this day, another parent called the police and said that their kid was up on that hill, and Don and Candace were giving them alcohol. After all the stories, all the horror stories that all the neighbors had to tell, and all of a sudden these people are fucking victims. Get the fuck out of here. Just because you don't fucking like me, get the fuck out of here. You don't like me? I don't think so. You don't like yourself because you don't have balls. That's what you don't like. Your problem isn't me. Your problem is you can't look in the mirror because you're a pussy. That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't like child abusers. I really don't. You know what it is? I don't like bullies that fucking go after innocents. Animals, people that kick animals, people that fuck with cats, people that fuck with dogs, innocent animals. They're not hurting anyone. Oh, you think you're so fucking tough. Oh, you want to fucking torture an animal? Oh, you're so fucking tough. Oh, really, Amy? Why don't you come up here and tell me in my fucking face how self-centered I am? Come here. Self-centered. Come on up here, you fucking cunt.
Sorry.
Hey, Amy, come on up. Tell us about our self-centered assets. I mean, is there any other way to be if you're a YouTuber? Oh, just put it out there.
You're the one I pray I meet at one of my meet and greets. I never fucking do.
She'd be so nice to you in person.
Oh, they are all the time.
Of course they would. She'd be like, "Oh, you're so personable, and you're so much prettier than I thought in person too. Oh God, your boobies are so squishy."
I don't think nobody's ever no one's ever said anything about my boobs. At least I don't remember. I don't think that. They say I'm smaller, or they say that my boobs aren't as bigger. Yes, they say that they're not as big.
Maybe there's my boobs they're talking about in person and I'm just putting it off on you.
No, they do say you're smaller than I thought you'd be. They think I'm going to be like, you saw me in person. What did you think? I was a little thing, right?
You're a tiny little thing.
Look at that.
Here's a little button.
Look at that big old mouth on that little fucking broad. You know who's worse? What's her name? Fucking what's her face? Dublin. Andra.
Yeah,
Dublin. That big ass mouth. Holy shit, she's smaller than I am. Dublin.
Yeah, I'd like to see her in a setting where she's not yelling. I'd just like to see her like calm and see how.
We wish that you would have came to dinner with us.
Well, I'm gonna get to see her in about a week, and it'll be in a situation where we're all just hanging out. I'm assuming, and no one's protesting anybody.
Don't worry, I've got the videos from Florida too. Yeah, I've got those if people need a reminder.
Unless we start protesting one another.
No. I think that you're going to be very, very surprised at what you enter into that day. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be good, and it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be it could be life changing for all of us. You really could. You better get ready because, you know, you never know. You just never fucking know. It might be that time. Might be that time. Andrew seems like Andra, sweet woman. There's two sides. There's two sides to everyone though.
We're a multifaceted people. We're like gemstones for real people.
Well, Justin said, I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it. So you guys have no idea what we're doing in Florida, but you'll find out afterward. Much afterward. But it is very positive. It's it'll be a very emotional day for the 5 of us.
Y'all, I'm getting messages that there was a post made about me. I don't know what it says. I don't care. I'm not doing the back and forth. This isn't about drama. And if he is that upset and triggered, like I'm hearing, he has to sit there. I can't do anything about it. I felt this way for a while. I needed to get it off my chest because people need to understand that this is why the rest of us are not just overlooking this at all. I don't know if it's true or not. I'll see in a little bit. I'm just not doing this.
And a very tiring day for the 5 of us. And sadly, we cannot tell you guys because some saboteurs.
There's saboteurs all over the place, and nobody wants anything to happen for any of us. So we're trying to get us one another, you know. And
can't tell anyone what cases we're doing anymore, and having, you know, bad people show up or people wanting to, because we've crossed the line of danger at this point, and we have to look out for the cases and families that we, you know. And I definitely don't want another family being targeted ever again. I learned a lot with Letitia. Letitia was the boiling point. Yes, the roaches ruin everything, and I will never put another family. Love of Scorpio will be there with us. She's going to be helping out. She might be her.
Yeah. And the other thing I will say too, and I said it with him here, this is why I will say it out front. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I think the whole lawsuit thing is absolutely ridiculous. That's my opinion on it. That's why the pressure on me, file reports, do this, do that. I will take care of my stuff the way I feel fit. And I expect him to do the same thing. However, I can still say, because we've totally mocked them for using the I'm going to sue you bullshit every time they get called out. I don't fuck with that shit. Sorry. I can't change who I am to fit somebody else's happy feelings.
Helping out permanently. If all things go well, she's going to be with us.
The absolute hypocrisy and hatred and vileness and the roaches, they've inspired me. They've just inspired me to move swifter, faster, and with more purpose than ever.
Even if it's negative, everyone has a purpose.
Yes.
And sometimes if they're negative, they can push you to, you know, when people say, you can't. Because remember, I come from a place where I have very significant, successful people with their eyes on me all the time. Now, what's really
Kelly,
crazy,
if he's confused, then he needs to come and listen to my words. I have said what I've said. There is no confusion whatsoever. That is unnecessary. The lack of understanding is not growth. You need to sit and listen. Trust me, I've had to fucking do it too. It sucks. I've apologized and known so much shit throughout this, especially to Dre. And I don't even fucking like her. Okay?
is a woman that I worked with in Hollywood and New York, who's still doing big things, reached out to me about 10 days ago. I couldn't believe it. And she said, Marissa, and I said, what? She goes, you need to call me. And she came through Facebook, and I said, how are you? She goes, I need to get. She goes, this girl, Olivia. She goes, this girl, Olivia, right here. She goes, is this girl a part of your club that you do all that stuff with? And I said, yes. She goes, oh my God. And I said, what? She goes, this girl has over 1 million followers on TikTok, and she's fancy editing all her stuff. She goes, you guys got a great thing going on. I said, yeah. And she goes, what are you guys up to? And I said, we're all still working together.
You know that trailer? Remember that trailer that Mallory released because she's upset and parted ways with Molly before Molly got the outs to do it first? Well, they're going to remind you what that was about.
The place. She goes, how many followers are you on? And I said, I don't know. I go, I'm kind of dormant right now because I'm trying to get my head straight. I go, but I'm also working with this comedian. I go, she's trans. She goes, the bouncing baby boy. I said, absolutely. And then I go, and a gay man who's married and has 2 little twins. I said, and Bullhorn Betty. She goes, I remember that one. She goes, what about the Trump guy? And I said, he's still around. And I go, and the mother.
Who's the Trump guy?
She said, oh God. I go, yeah. She goes, what cases? And I said, right now, just a lot of stuff. A lot of hours of streaming. She goes, they're good people. I said, of course.
Soldier.
Go, we'll try. She goes,
get it. You know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, that's all right.
We are definitely an interesting cookie jar. That's for sure.
It all comes down to that. You know what? It all comes down to that.
Now, those of you that have been sitting there and having the feelings that this has all been a setup for distraction and drama, and Mallory and Molly are potentially working together, I would say I was with you on that theory for a while. I will have to tell you, my opinion on that is a little bit different. I don't think that this was necessarily intended to go the way it did. I think it blew up and took a different direction than was anticipated. I think that it was potentially set up as an initial distraction. They've been distracting everybody from the focus all along because they're all just as grimy as the next. But I think this took a sideways turn in my own personal opinion. I think Molly took it way too far and there was no backtracking. Mallory was very specific to not name names in her first video. Molly reacted to it way different than I think a lot of people expected. I think that's why we're seeing the separation. You got to remember in that first video, Mallory wasn't doing anything, even trying to ruin their friendship, right? She didn't even name her name. She just wanted to make it publicly known that she was no longer a part of Heels on the Ground. So you knew she had all these problematic behaviors, but you were just pulling away from Heels on the Ground because it was self-serving at the time. And then all of a sudden, after Molly treated you terribly, now there's a problem. These are the things that I cannot overcome. And these are the things that I will not overlook to get some clicks, get some views, and sing another side of the story, because this is just a side of the story that is fit into the history of how many people have been exploited and a part of the distraction. Mallory intended to be a part of the distraction, so that the hard questions couldn't be held to the fire. Mallory played into that role intentionally and knowingly, taking the distractions to the level of being willing to go to St. Jude and film random children and lie to the people at the front desk of St. Jude for a distraction because her feelings get hurt. She has shown you who she is. She has told you openly that she has no intention of changing except for the things that she wants to take accountability for. Okay, cool. Why the rest of us are expected to fucking say, oh, yay, here we go. Not going to happen. Mallory is a distraction. And if you can't see it fucking flat out in front of your face right now, why are we not talking about Spanky? Why are we not talking about LB? Mallory is a distraction and no different than the rest of them. Stay the fuck on focus. If you're about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, this is not confusing or hard to fucking understand. This is why we differ, because I'm in it, because there's real victims that are being hurt by these people's behaviors. And when it's convenient for them that they're getting called out as a distraction, they all want to play the victim. You're not fucking victims. You condone the shit. You sat in it. You need to sit there. It ain't up for the rest of us to make you comfortable with your own fucking actions. We don't need to apologize or give you a fucking pass or anything else for your behaviors. This is part of the distraction game that they play. Mallory is absolutely playing the distraction, running around, sending money to the creators, doing this, doing that. She is doing nothing different than Molly does. Tell me how. I'll wait. Tell me how. Menace to sobriety, who's attacked her? You didn't even ask her a question, did you? And by the way, I don't know if you are Jimmerman, but if you are, please leave my chat. That's all I've got to say about that. Thank you. I'll wait. There's a difference in attacking somebody's behavior and being completely. Now I could take this a whole different level if we want to. We can't overlook trans bashing. We shouldn't at all. Do you know how many bills are trying to be introduced to eradicate trans people and harm trans people's rights? I bet you fucking don't, do you? Oh, okay. Wrong one. Sorry. Sorry, which one? I don't know which one's which. Wrong one. Sorry. Hold on that. Menace to sobriety is the good one. Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. Transvesting is wrong. But when somebody has a history of it and then shuts it off all of a sudden, don't you have questions? Wonder why he shuts that down. Because I don't think he's very comfortable in his own feelings on it. And that's okay. That's called education. That's called growth. The reason why he's really to just shut down that conversation is because it makes him uncomfortable. I get it. Because he had opposing views on it before. We've heard Navy talk about his views on it too. I respect it. But those views don't just go away. It's uncomfortable because it's a hard situation for a lot of people to realize that what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Thank you. Yeah, no, I got it. I got the memo. Wrong one. Sorry. Menace to sobriety is not Jimmerman. Got it. Thank you. See, I'm human. I fucking make mistakes, but what I said was, if you are, please leave my chat because I don't fucking know. Yes, Remy, you know who I'm talking. Okay. That's what, fuck, oh dear. No, no, Menace, do not say it's all good. No. That person is bad. It's an uncomfortable conversation to have. It's hard. People have very differing views on it, but we can't shut it off and turn it on. This is harming other people besides Mallory. Mallory sat on panel, and I'll pull those clips too. Mallory sat on panel and allowed trans bashing with her right next to them. She wasn't fazed by it then. And a lot of that is saving face because it hurts, but you're not willing to say it hurts because it's been done to you time and time again. I understand that. It's uncomfortable. But do you know what message that sends to other people who have been fighting this fight all along? Kimmy, I can see you.
That flick of the pen. And you know who's sitting in that Writers Guild of America and bringing that charmer back to back to her roots 10 years ago. That's what it comes back to. And reading between the lines, you know what I'm saying? And it's there. It's still there. And it's crazy listening to Princess. She still needs work. Olivia needs more experience. Yeah. She's not quite there yet, but the passion is there. And I have to say that Olivia's passion really is real. And Jonathan's really is real. And Andrew's really is real. That's why I kept saying, like, when I met them, I never felt more alive in my whole life. I love going out there and fucking screaming. I love I have to say.
Dean, I will have Kyle talk on that because Kyle has actually been following that pretty extensively and just the bullshit that's going on, and he can rattle it off. So when Kyle is free, maybe this weekend, we will do a session and he can talk about that. I don't follow that as much, but he comes home and gives me the lowdown of what all the fuckery that's going on. And it's dangerous. There's a lot of shit happening that is just absolutely horrifying. As a society, we should be so appalled by some of the shit that's going on.
To be honest, I love it. I love feeling like I really am helping them. I do, because I know what I'm doing is the right thing.
Live with Molly.
And of course, it bothers me when I have to sit there and be alone with my thoughts in the shower and think to myself, what if I'm wrong? You know,
by the way, it's nonsense, not no sense. I mean, I guess you could say I have no sense to some people, but to other people, I have a lot.
I remember Adrian coming up, standing right here, and him saying to me, Marissa, are you sure that these people are guilty? And he was talking about Don and Candace, and I said, fuck yeah. He goes, I'm just making sure. He goes, Marissa. And I go, fuck yeah.
ASU mom.
Because I could be fucked.
Welcome to the cabana, ASU mom. Thank you again. Some of you all got stuck.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Oh, and before all you dumbasses that can't click a button and figure it out for yourself, my membership is $1.99. I'm not over here raking in thousands of dollars on the daily by my Islanders because that's being claimed too. That I only hit 5K because Molly's channel went down. I only am getting memberships because I'm raking in thousands and thousands of dollars on this. My memberships are $1.99, y'all. I get what it looks like, and I appreciate every bit of that. But we're cheap hoes over here. We're cheap hoes. Molly gets gifted 50 memberships. Her minimum membership is $6.99, and I think on one channel and $12.99 on the other, or something like that. It's not the same. They're trying to compare things and point out things that are big differences. Big differences. It's not the same, which it shouldn't be. I only have 5,000 subs. Like, it shouldn't be like that. But the facts are important. Oh, Christopher Van always, thank you so much. People are just weird, and that you can imagine where that came from. The one that's really bothered by the money pieces of it. Another weirdo.
All the bad bitches work. He like when I brought that.
Yeah. Okay. We're almost done.
And that's the thing. I choose my words wisely. And the thing is
Yeah.
your past has a lot to do with it. Your past crimes. And I never said, I definitely believe I never said he is guilty. I don't know what he's
I think
guilty
as long as you're, in my mind, for me personally, as long as I'm there to give voice to that child, at the end of the day, I can stand and I can be alone with myself in that shower with my own thought. And I don't necessarily have to believe that those parents are guilty or innocent, because I believe at the end of the day, this is what sold me on the project, is that bringing awareness, watching the media show up, who otherwise I'm convinced would not be there otherwise, right? And knowing how valuable the media is to these stories and to these families and to these kids, I'm absolutely convinced that that brings value to these. It's like a small scratch-off ticket in a very horrendous situation. Something. But you know how many other people would give their left foot if they could get the attention of a local.
What's crazy in your face is there shouldn't be any divide here. If we've been focused on the truth and the facts and laying out what's actually gone on in the history of things, there shouldn't be any divide here. If we're fighting the good fight, what changes in that? I don't see anything that changes. I don't understand the divide. I can see the distractions again. I can see that Molly thinks that she's winning because people went around celebrating this victory like we won something. We haven't done anything else besides Molly's off the platform on her own page for a few days. Cool. You know what Molly's doing? Playing games in the back end, having all of her cronies fuck with people's real lives again. That's all that happened. What did we win? Maybe YouTube is finally paying attention and hopefully terms of service will be enforced. That is absolutely, and people can celebrate. The OGs who are celebrating, I understand. But they've been tired and gave up on the fight about trying to see change come, because most of them were only seeing more harm being done by calling out the behaviors. If we're in this for the good fight, there is no divide in this. These are the facts of how it happened. This is my personal experience of what has gone on, why I feel the way I do, and why I have such a different perspective than any other creator in this arena right now at this time. It's different for me. It has been different for me. Not one other single person that's calling Molly out has had every single one of these groups consecutively going at them in their real life over lies, complete lies to try and shut me up. People that don't even really fuck with Molly, except they want a channel build off Molly, are willing to do horrible shit for her attention because they think they're going to get some clicks and views. There's no divide in this. There's no winner in this. At the end of the day, there's been so many people that have been harmed. Until we get laws to change and we get platforms like YouTube to take accountability and the fact that they also are encouraging this, there's no winner in this. Can we, get a little bit of excitement because we might get a little bit of a break for 7 days? Hell yeah, I'm with all that. But where's the change? And nothing has changed here. I've been up front and honest about everything, all my experiences, everything. So if I'm making somebody uncomfortable today, they haven't been paying attention to what my fight is from start. If you expected something different out of me right now than you are seeing today, you don't know me and you are not a part of the island, obviously. Because this is no different than any other way I've conducted myself with any other person on this platform. If you expected something other from me than today, then you don't understand my mission. You don't understand that we are here because change has to happen. There are trans people being harmed on the daily by people like this. Not just Mallory. Mallory condoned behaviors that hurts her own community. Justin condones behavior that hurts his own community. It doesn't turn off and on like a light switch. Oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? Rock a bit. Fuck that membership button. Christopher Van always, you guys are crazy. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I like you a lot. I'm not allowed to say that. I like you a lot, a lot, a lot. I'm not disappointed in anybody that I saw on like the clips that I have seen, a few of the clips from people's behavior last night. I'm not disappointed in that because I saw it all along, unfortunately, because I was on the receiving end of some of that shit with how much hatred for no reason. I don't know these people. I've never fucked with these people, nothing. But they gave a platform to pass misinformation. So when I see people sitting up there singing their praises, saying they are so truthful, they are honest, they're in it for the good fight, I can't say that. I can't get down with that because they've done everything to shut me up, who has been fighting the good fight based on the facts of what is happening. That doesn't make sense. Why are you trying to shut somebody else up? Oh, wait, because they don't have the same experience you do, so you don't think they have a platform that they could? I've never once tried to shut those people up. But what I can't see them doing, a lot of these people, is laying out the facts. They can't walk it back and tell you the story of this from start to finish because none of them have actually invested their time in getting the details correct because it doesn't really matter. I mean, you tell me. You beat the strikes? Good.
News media or any news media for their child
Absolutely.
completely being ignored. And unfortunately, you can't bring a news camera to everybody's front yard. So in my mind, even if we got it wrong, even if we got these parents against the ropes who might be completely innocent, in my mind, listen, guess what? You might be getting roughed up at the end of the day. Sorry for it. Sorry about your luck. You're taking a bit of a beating in this horrendous time. But at the end of the day, the news cameras are here. Your child's face is not sitting in some piece of paper.
Marshmallow. Your spelling is horrible today. By the way, I'm just joking. I don't know who it is. I just like to blame Marshmallow for everything.
On a light pole. It's literally on television right now. And you got a bunch of people watching these crazy people in your front yard while highlighting your kid's picture all over the place because of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because of that, I can get behind it. And I can be okay with my thoughts in the shower. And I can say, fuck off to any hater out there who can't take, you can't take a little shit for the greater good of getting the child's face out there and bringing the awareness. You didn't bring awareness. Fuck off. Yes, we did. We absolutely did. And not only did we bring awareness to the media, we brought awareness to that whole goddamn neighborhood who had no idea what was going on in their own fucking street. They had no idea who was, they had a baby killer living up inside that, just across the street, down the road, on the next street over. We did that. We did that. And I was more than proud that I took the time and that my Howies helped support me financially so that I can make that drive there and be able to spend me a couple days up there and whatever I needed to do. I was not stressed to do it financially. I could do it comfortably. And it did not stress me out in that way, that I could do it comfortably. And listen, it was a good thing. It was a good thing. And I look forward to doing those types of things again. And I was able to do things at my pace. And as I was able to use my skills.
I look forward to doing those things again. December, people. She's singing a different tune right now because her real life is being fucked with and it's uncomfortable. It sucks. It hurts. But one thing I've never done is condone anybody going real life. I was doxxed from hell and back. My other half's business has been attacked on the daily. They came and found me on Instagram. They've gone to every platform I have, all because I've spread the truth. They haven't been able to tell you one lie I've told, besides some fabricated bullshit that they've cooked up that makes no sense, that has no place in this. Because they got their personal feelings hurt and made it a personal vendetta that they were going to make me their next Katie. I'm not your next Katie. I'm nothing like Katie Joy. I don't talk about cults. I know about cults because I lived in one. I don't fight for victims just to sound cool on the fucking internet. I walk this walk on a daily fucking basis. I am who I am because of the struggles I've been through. I don't turn it on and off like a light switch because this matters to me. Any one of you could be in these shoes of these same victims that they have created to re-victimize. Going through the hardest tragedies of their life. Many with addiction. Many with mental health issues. Think about the reality of it. We're comfortable to talk about cancer. But when you bring up suicide or attempted suicide and mental health issues, my God, people cringe. They can't handle it. Well, fucking buckle up, people. It's about time we start handling the reality of where our society is. Because if we want change, we've got to start being uncomfortable. Change doesn't come from being fucking comfortable. Change doesn't come from people having a weak backbone and co-signing poor behavior on any end.
right? To show my perspective of, you know, what I was doing there, what was going on there through my eyes, right? Listen, just like Molly was able to do what she does, and Bullhorn Betty was able to do what she does, Olivia was able to do what she does, Dolly was able to do what he does. We all were able to use our special skill set to deliver what we were all there to deliver.
What was your special skill set? I'll wait. And how is that skill set all of a sudden gone? You were comfortable in that situation. What made you uncomfortable?
And no one was pressured to go above and beyond or do or behave like somebody else so that we weren't. And it was so wonderful that we could all just do what we felt we needed to do, and stay true to ourselves while we were doing it. And listen, it was brilliant. Brilliant.
You know what? I should get a gold star today, by the way. Menace to Sobriety is the only fucking person I cussed out. Okay? And I didn't even really cuss them out. I just said, if you're so-and-so, please leave. And then I got quickly corrected. But I should get a gold star. I haven't cussed more people out today. Oh, rock a bit. Thank you so much. I think I'm actually doing pretty good. I think my girls are going to give me a gold star for not going off the deep end today.
Thank you, Flo. On that note, I think I'm going to go ahead and jump down.
Hold on. I'll go back to that in a second. Rockbit, thank you so much. You found the button. All of us and our stupid button shit over here.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
The troll got a membership. I think I know who the troll is, probably. We like trolls sometimes. Oh my goodness, what are you guys doing? Wicked Crafter, ASU Mom, thank you guys so much for the gifted memberships, for being a member of the Cabana. Thank you.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
Okay, I will play this out and then we will.
Miss Golightly.
On that note, I think Molly Golightly is going to go.
I love you all.
I know you do.
I do. Thank you for a lovely conversation tonight and let me partake and have fun with everybody.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
All right. Big thoughts for your mom. I sent
so much.
energy her way and all that good
She
stuff.
loves you, by the way. She loves you, by the way.
Now I owe Menace to Sobriety. Now I feel like an asshole because I really enjoy Menace to Sobriety's content. Actually, a lot. The voice, the editing. Now that I realize who's who, I owe him a repost of his content. I'm sorry, but please do go check out his content. The voice, the spots he hits. Yes. Now that I got him straight. Thank you guys.
Well, listen, I'm thrilled that she even knows.
I want you to know that Mama Golightly said that she is proud of all of us.
Good. That makes
She's
me feel
watching us. She's not watching the bullshit. She watches the good stuff. She watches us when we're out doing that shit, and she likes that.
All right, I'm going to back that up. I want you to hear what is being said here again. So Mallory, listen to this.
She watches the good stuff. She watches us when we're out doing that shit, and she likes that I tell the media to go fuck themselves.
And you let her know that I've got your back when I'm out there. I'm going to do whatever I can.
I will tell her.
Happens to you.
She'll go like this with hot chicken. She'll go like this. This will be my
Navy Jimmerman. That's who I thought it was.
Mama Golightly. She'll go. She'll go. And you tell that Rachel bitch I said thank you very, very much.
I will try. Listen, I'm not going to let anybody hit you in the head with a log. It's never going to happen on my watch.
Well, thank you very much, Mallory.
And tell her, listen.
I really didn't cuss him out though, Navy. I just said, if you are Jimmerman, please leave my fucking chat, because I had, it's, you know, the names and everything. But I didn't even really, but everybody quickly was like, hey, out to the no, that's the good one. That's the good one. And I'm like, oh shit, sorry.
That whole scene had me dying laughing off my ass tonight with that music and her doing
No, the best is when she's like, man, I can't have this cig or a glass of wine. Fuck.
Oh God. All right, everybody. Good night. I had a good time.
Sheila.
I know you did, lady.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys.
Menace said he was going to do some videos on editing. Now that I know who the fuck it is and my head isn't up my ass. All right. So that's the end of that one. Now there is one more that I want to share with you guys before we leave today. And the reason why I want to share this is because this hit me in a spot that I was so uncomfortable. And this is from the Scientific Skep. That's my guilty pleasure. I can listen to Skep talk for hours on end. I didn't ask for permission to play this, and I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's 10 hours. He does some very lengthy streams, but I don't make it through them at all. But talk about intelligent. That man speaks to my soul on such a level I can't even explain. I cannot tell you, but I want to share this with you guys. because he spoke to me in a way that I could never articulate of how I felt and how I've been feeling in this whole thing. So I'm going to fast forward to a certain part of this video. Well, we're going to go through just the beginning. But what I want people to take away from this is we get caught up sometimes. We lose sight. That's human nature. We don't think about all of the other things that we're overlooking. Sometimes it's easier to sit back. You notice I'm not one who comes on here when there is something that is problematic that is happening and hits the live button. The reason I do that is to sit in that spot, figure out what's actually going on, because everything that you've seen out here is not as easy and straightforward as it seems. There's always been smoke and mirrors. The distractions have been epic proportions. Unfortunately, and we're not trying to say my life has been affected more than anybody else's, because it's not. I don't even consider myself a true victim of Molly's in comparison to the other people. At all. There are real victims going through real horrible times in their lives. And we can't just let somebody mosey on in and play the distractions on our own turf when they've been doing it to us all along. Nothing has changed in this behavior. The only thing that has changed is the hate bonding and people willing to overlook the facts in the history of what's in front of us and what we all just went through and watched. There is nothing that has changed out of this. Maybe a little bit of accountability. Absolutely. But that shouldn't come from our expectations of poor behavior. That should come from within, that you are embarrassed and ashamed of the way you treated these people. And sometimes it takes somebody calling you out face to face and asking you those tough questions, like happened to Mallory, for them to sit and hear why it offended somebody else, why it hurt somebody else. But at this point, I haven't really seen much. Again, I don't watch her. She's not going to be my content over here. She played a role just like all of these other people. She stays in that same role for me. History doesn't change. Patterns of behavior don't change. They just switch. Now, he can say it so much better than
sort of symbolic of the people taking down a giant, a monster.
So this is, again, the scientific skep. Please go sub up to him. I'm not going to play this whole thing. He speaks from a very, very deep standpoint, but the big picture, and if you're a creator in this time frame of people saying that we have downtime, the people who are talking about this right now have only started just talking about this right now because it's present hot topics. We have been doing the same exact thing for 9 months. Every day, fighting this fight. Every day. Nothing has changed over here on the island. Nothing has changed in the cabana. The rest of it's all distractions. They can't piece it together because it's only currently on their radar, which is exactly what we need. We need people to speak up right now. I'm with it. But if you are a creator, I encourage you this week during our downtime to do something for victims, real victims. A video honoring, missing, something, whatever your thing is, whatever you focus that energy on, something that could actually promote something. The hard topics, suicide, cancer. Get uncomfortable as a creator and talk about shit that makes other people uncomfortable, that you're going to ruffle feathers, because that's how we make change.
So I'm going to be referring to that metaphor in a couple different ways. And I'm also going to actually read off a synopsis of Gulliver's Travels, because I read it at some point, or at least I think I did, but I can't remember what I had for breakfast, or if I had breakfast, let alone the content of most of the fiction I've read in my life. So what else? Oh, hey, Moonlight. Good to see you. I don't expect to have Red Raven and Krabby. So, all that said, I think we should take a bit of a moment to appreciate that a bad actor has had to pay the consequences of bad acting. Something that I care deeply about, and it's the reason why I've come here to YouTube, and I've been hopefully trying to do my part for the last year and a half. Granted, I do it in my own way, and it might not all be your cup of tea, and it's long form, and who wants to listen to 9 hour um, lives, or even my intellectual ramblings about science and philosophy and ethics and things like that. Hello, Jennifer. So yeah, so again, I understand if you'd want to go hang out somewhere else where it's going to be the traditional fare. I've seen enough. I think we know what happened. A bad actor got a couple of strikes and had to deal with the consequences of some rather obviously overt, atrocious, harmful, dishonest, opportunistic, bad acting. And but I don't think necessarily anybody's going to really know exactly what the cause was. I mean,
this is the scientific skep. I absolutely adore him.
Did the tweeting to YouTube help? I think it probably did, likely did, because in the Chris McDonough, when his channel was brought down, I think that us contacting YouTube, considering.
Hold on just a moment. Menace, I agree with you that it was a reaction to that. I 100% agree with you. Where I differ from you is, how is that different than their knee-jerk reactions that they've been threatening everybody? Laura is a non-factor that's just looked for content. He gave it to her. Totally fine. Again, their YouTube creators looking for content. Laura is not a non-factor in this. She has just been looking for an angle to get in on the money revolving door. Do you see what I'm saying there? Laura is not a factor in this. Why make her one? I don't know if that makes sense. And again, everybody has a different perspective, and I agree with that. But this is where it separates from the creating content that's relevant to the situation and entertaining the distractions.
We got actual physical responses back, as opposed to just reporting to algorithms and bots on the YouTube platform. I do think that.
Wait, is Navy being attacked? Y'all, please do not do that. Navy is one of my mods over here. Nope, don't do that. We're not doing that. There is no separation here. Navy has not done anything wrong. I enjoy Navy all the time. I use Navy coming up on panel with me as an example of just the conversations. And, me and Navy, even, you guys saw it. Like, we were having whatever, but that's not, we don't need to do that. That's not going to happen. Not at all. I don't know who that was, but don't fucking do that shit.
More people, more of the time reporting, more people, more of the time reaching out to YouTube on Twitter, I think is good. I think if it's taught us a lesson, then yeah, be more proactive. If you see something, if you see atrocious behavior, hate crime, harassment, threats on a live, report it. I'm not the type to really report. You really have to cross some very serious lines. I don't report someone just because they're an asshole, and I don't even necessarily report someone just because they're spreading, excessive speculation or even a bit of dangerous misinformation. But I will report them for hate speech, for obvious harassment, for dangerous threats, for very serious and strong.
I don't think anybody was. I just saw comments and was like, don't do that. We're not doing that. Nobody needs to be doing that. I don't know if he wasn't, who the I have no idea. I was just saying in general, we're not doing that. Please don't do any of that. Okay.
Allegations against a seemingly innocent person. I do think we need to use the reporting platform, and I do think that we should reach out to anybody that we can to YouTube to point out this behavior. Now,
okay, I agree with all of this. It's part of terms of service, right?
Now, of course, like any reporting system, it's going to be abused and misused. And you're part of the problem if you're, gratuitously misusing reporting tools or contacting YouTube for rather petty, benign reasons because someone's an asshole.
I didn't even think about this until he was talking about this, and that's where we get to the point where we start reporting anything. Now, what happened in the middle of that doxing stream, or fundraiser, it's more of a doxing stream, was absolutely egregious and disgusting, and everybody should have been reporting that. But we should be reporting behaviors like that across the board. Anybody that does them, that's a terms of service violation and can greatly impact other people's lives. We shouldn't be told by people that, oh, this time it's wrong because it's this person. No, it's wrong across the board. But if we're also reporting over minor, petty, little, insignificant things, how are we expecting YouTube to take us seriously? This is a serious problem. Let's report the things that we should be doing, that YouTube asks us to do. But the mass shit over nothing. Now, what she's done recently absolutely deserves all of whatever happened. Again, terms of service. But we got to stop using it when it's not necessary to. It can be a double-edged sword.
You're just wasting their time. It's hard enough to get a human, and there's probably a reason why they don't put humans at our disposal. Although it is nice to get in contact with them because there's so much bad behavior on their platform that they should have more human scrutiny over some of the behavior. So I don't think we can know what provoked the strikes. I mean, obviously the content. I mean, Molly is responsible for the strikes. So all of the spinning that she's doing, blaming everyone else, that's just distraction. All of the bullshit with Laura and claiming it was freaking copyrighted music or it's mass striking. This is exactly what Chris McDonough did when he got his channel removed.
Herbalist tent. Stat. Just joking. Okay, if you can't chill to Skep's voice, I don't know what's wrong with you. We're just on different levels because he's like melatonin for me. I don't know what it is. I listen to this shit all the time.
In the nomadic trek harassment and false accusations.
What up, boys?
Terms of service violations. He also blamed Benny and mass reporting and trolls. That's what these people do because they have a vested interest in doing immediate damage control to convince their audiences that they've done nothing wrong. They have to protect their cash cow. So I don't think we can know exactly the source of the strikes in terms of, did we cause it? Was it the clip videos? Was it the Twitter communications? Was it the YouTube reporting? I don't think we're going to know the answer to that question. Also, the explanation for the strikes. I don't think we're going to know exactly the rationale for the strikes either, whether or not it was the trans bashing and hate speech that provoked it, whether or not it was doxing, whether or not it was the just profane ranting and and ostensibly threatening language, the manic, crazy, incessant behavior. And it can be all of the above. It could have been a package deal. They watched a couple of videos. They saw some trans bashing, which I can speak, certainly having a large platform on Facebook, that I find racial, ethnic, identity, religious based commentary is what the platforms are the most diligent about blocking and banning. So saying white trash on Facebook will get you banned far quicker than saying you're a
Dizzy. I don't know where you came from or what you're trying to get out of anybody over here, but it's fallen on, like, it's fallen flat. I don't know. are looking for some sort of something here, not really sure. I absolutely adore Skep. If you don't, it's not for you. Time to log out. Totally cool with that. Skep's message is extremely important, and people need to remember if we're actually here for the reasons that we claim we are, this shit's important.
A fucking piece of shit. So it's not enough to just curse. It tends to be hate speech, which is the one which I think the big platforms are under the most scrutiny. But I want to bring to the attention that while bigotry and racism, are things, and I know a lot of people have been, fighting this particular fight under the banner, rightfully so, of protecting minority groups and against trans bashing, which I do think is present here, as is plenty of racism in this space or any other space. I think that there are other legitimate reasons and other concerns. I mean, I think spreading unsubstantiated conspiracy theories to large audiences is very dangerous. I think making false allegations of murder and pedophilia and child trafficking against innocent people is very serious. I think, especially from large platforms, I think doxing human beings and threatening them and trying to intimidate them from legitimate criticism are dangerous trends in our society. So while obviously bigotry deserves to get sanctioned, in the context of hate speech, so do other things. So I'm not sure that we should only be concerned about hate speech, although hate speech is certainly something worthy of being concerned about. So I thought, let me see how I want to go.
I absolutely
share something this again. Oh no, wait, before I get into the meat of the live tonight. And first of all, is anybody having a cocktail with me? I haven't been doing a Friday cocktail live. I had been diligent. And hi, Sleuth Mom. And Christina. I had been and read disagree on.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
On Friday, it's the human experience of feeling.
I love
joy at the expense of someone else. And so it's just part of our nature, and I'm going to talk a lot about human nature tonight.
Oh, I didn't go far enough. Sorry, that was an important thing. Let me.
GL. Told you I've been demotivated and I've been wanting to quit, and then I fight against myself, and I decide to make an appearance from time to time for what it's worth. Boss bitch do. Message retracted. I don't even know if I have a frickin' mod in here. Just lost a couple of mods.
I just love him. I could listen to him for hours. I do.
AF, can I throw you a wrench since you don't have a wrench? You're one of my buddies. So, hey, Saucy, and welcome. And Mel Song. Mel has a wrench. Thank you. AF, I'm going to drop you a wrench. I hope you don't mind. Because I don't look like I have any.
Just wait. He gets there. I could. This is like my.
I did just lose a couple of mods, and I'm not going to go into that. So where did I want to go? So thank you for coming. I understand there's a lot of other possibly more entertaining spaces to go to tonight if you want the goods on MGL. And then I also want to make sure, and I know that I'll probably have to repeat it after I get into the content, but I want to make sure that you don't think I'm being a contrarian or suggesting that we shouldn't celebrate a small victory, that we don't have the right to be happy that consequences were doled out for bad acting. That is indeed what those who have been fighting my cause and the cause of many of you for quite a long time. So the reality is that bad acting had to pay sanctions, that YouTube actually enforced its terms of service for once.
For once.
So I don't want to rain on the parade too much in the sense that I totally understand why we experienced some Schadenfreude. For those of you who don't know what Schadenfreude is it's the human experience of feeling joy at the expense of someone else.
Right
And
there.
so it's just part of our nature, and I'm going to talk a lot about human nature tonight, to feel a bit of justice in the world, to feel or experience a
He's
bit
a
of
philosophy
joy
teacher.
when some
Professor.
bad acting gets its comeuppance, when a criminal gets successfully convicted, when we catch the right bad guy. It's very normal when a dishonest actor gets exposed for their dishonesty. When somebody,
this is why I don't want to tell anybody that they can't feel happy or, celebrate the tiny little things, but it's so much bigger than that.
Has to pay a legitimate sanction or consequence for what we should be able to agree on is objectively harmful behavior. But we're going to very much disagree on the nature of bad behavior. And so I'm going to try to talk about essentially moral realism and our big problem with finding agreement on bad acting. That's why I've talked about, I'm comfortable with communicating to you what my criteria is for bad acting, and I have my own bad actors list. But since I've been asked from the beginning, and a lot of people ask me, and a lot of people want to collaborate with creating a sort of central database of bad actors, I've sort of warned them about that. We need to be careful when we start just throwing out tragedy pimp, bad acting labels, and judging people without making sure that we have good reason. Otherwise, we can be just as guilty of the bad actors of blacklisting somebody and trying to discredit them if it's not justifiable.
Cancel culture, not with it.
So when I deal with bad actors and bad acting, I take that very seriously. I don't enjoy going after people or using ridicule or public criticism against another human being. It's against my nature. The problem is there's a lot of bad and very harmful bad acting, and my sort of instincts as a humanist and somebody who promotes reason and positive ethics. Unfortunately, part of being a human, responsible and moral human being is sometimes standing up to fucking really serious and harmful human behavior. And so, very often, as I've talked about in the past, we need to be careful that we don't bend over so far backwards in terms of both sidesism and trying to be excessively tolerant to anybody's opinion and free speech, that we give everybody a platform unjustifiably, that we give everybody the benefit of the doubt unjustifiably. Sometimes we need to find agreement about bad acting. And of course, we're going to fiercely disagree on that topic. Now, I don't think that discredits objectively good and bad behavior, but the fact that we are certainly going to disagree about it means that it's a hard nut to crack. So I wanted to begin, make sure I caveat so that nobody strawmans me. I'm not going after anybody or trying to rain on anyone's parade that's smiled a bit when they heard that Molly Golightly got 2 strikes, or that she's maybe experiencing a bit of duress and stress and trying to figure out how she can keep her cash cow. I think it's merited that we feel that we can celebrate this small victory. I just want to warn us, give the warning that I'm not sure it's the precedent that we would like it to be. I'm not sure that this is any sort of fundamental change. This has happened before. It'll happen again. But, be thankful for small victories, right? It's better than never winning. So, as a scientific skeptic myself and somebody who's been educating for most of my life and has been certainly very active on social media trying to
Bye, Jen.
discredit bad claims and misinformation and try to teach people how to become better critical thinkers, better evaluate truth claims, learn the signs of bad acting and frauds and charlatans, how to evaluate the truth claims that we experience on a daily basis on this new monster called the internet, where if you're not skilled, if you don't have some decent critical thinking skills and intuitions, you're just gonna fall for any Tom, Dick, or Harry who has a vested interest in convincing you of something, very often for their own interest, and very often for their own financial or social interest. So I've been doing this for a long time, and scientific skepticism is in the business of going after bad actors. And, you know, as a humanist and a reasonist, a rationalist, and a social scientist, I have spent my life trying to figure out how to do my part to help us minimize the consequences of human harm, how to identify what human harm looks like, the behavior that is essentially bad acting, trying to also understand how to be able to see it in ourselves, to be able to understand human nature as best as possible based on modern evidence, and how to find agreement. Because if we can't agree on fucked up behavior, then how do we ever expect to make any progress? We've made progress because we've been able to find agreement on certain things. Chattel slavery is bad, okay? Let's not do it. Let's not allow it. Gratuitous murder just for the kicks ain't okay.
I hope you guys get what he's saying. Like, most of you do. I think you guys get where I'm going. And he says so much. I'm gonna speed him up just a little bit because I want to get to a certain part before I end in a minute. But, and again, just so everybody is clear, I'm not open to a conversation right now. Y'all, I'm exhausted. I mentally have to shut off today. I just do. I have to shut it down. I have to sit in my own uncomfortableness, and people are going to talk shit. People are going to run amok. I'm just going to tune it out like I have been all along. There is no parting of ways here. There is no, this is nothing different than I've been talking about from jump. It's uncomfortable because I am saying out loud what doesn't fit everybody else's comfortable feelings. Well, we're all entitled to that, but that's called growth. We can't get so tunnel vision that we're forgetting to check ourselves. And that's what's happening.
Okay. Can we all agree on that? Well, we found agreement on certain things, which suggests that at least we should agree there's some objective right and wrong in this world, but we're going to fight like cats and dogs when we get into the weeds. And so everybody feels, so there's been a lot of talk since this Molly Go Lightly that this is just a fairly simple exercise in knowing what's right and what's wrong. Well, I guarantee you it's not simple. We all tend to think we are righteous. We tend to believe we are in the righteous clans, in the righteous tribe, and then we're fighting righteous causes. But there's a lot of subjectivity to the belief in righteousness and the criterion for defining what right and wrong is. But I don't think that means that we can't say something about what is objectively right and wrong. I'm a moral realist. I think that you refer to evidence and consequences and evaluate truth claims for moral questions in the same way that you do for any other sort of truth claim. So I don't see a big distinction. As I've said in the past, I am a axiological realist, I'm an ontological realist, and I'm an epistemological realist. And if you want to understand if that sounds complicated, you can ask me and I'll try to answer it. But it's essentially that I believe in an objective reality in terms of moral questions, in terms of the facts about reality. And also I believe that there are better and worse ways of coming to, I believe in knowledge, and I believe there are better and worse ways to go about trying to know and learn about the universe. And I think there are worse ways to try to know things. I think that gut instinct, while it might serve us well in certain cases, I think gut is very flawed as an epistemology, a way of knowing about the world. I don't think that we evolved to intuit complex phenomena. We have to do a lot of very hard work to learn about certain things. We didn't evolve to intuit quantum mechanics and understand that the world of the very small, the world of subatomic particles, that subatomic particles can be in more than one place at the same time or zapped in and out of existence. That's very counterintuitive, not something we likely evolved to intuit correctly. Large numbers, statistics, probabilities. We didn't evolve to intuit large numbers of events. So we use our prior experience, our limited anecdotal experience, and we try to derive conclusions from our very limited experience and knowledge. That's not a great way of figuring out how the universe works. That's why we do things like science, and that's why we...
Okay, I'm going to fast forward him to another part because he said something right in here.
Because they can't handle the heat anymore, or their subscribers somehow get wise and no longer fall for their game. But there's very little reason to believe with these big channels that you can ever truly put them out of business. They need to put themselves out of business, or they just cross a line. And the line is very broad. You can get away with murder in this fucking space and pay no consequences. You can just spread dangerous accusations every day. You can dox people. You can do horrific things, behave completely immorally, spread horrifically dangerous misinformation on a daily basis, make a ton of money, and never pay a single consequence. And that sucks for those of us who care about justice and for those who sort of would like to believe in something like karma. Unfortunately, a lot of scumbags survive to a ripe old age and never really get the karma that we would like them to get. So yeah, so I was sort of feeling like since in the skeptic world, doing this for 20 years, we've slain huge giants in that space. You know, people that were spreading false cancer cures and torturing children, claiming that they could cure autism, or 1,000,001 other sorts of claims that don't meet don't pass the smell test, but that people are easily convinced of and throw their money at, and then sometimes literally die. I mean, one of the sources we use in the scientific skeptic world is a source called "What's the Harm?" Because a lot of people say, "What's the harm? Just these people, they have the right to an opinion." Well, there's an entire massive database on a channel called what'stheharm.net, which shows exactly what the harm is from believing bullshit, from believing in pseudoscience and conspiracy theories and alternative medicine, like real life examples, a massive database of people who die from believing nonsense. This is why I try to do my part at helping people avoid nonsense. Why there's a lovely individual in my room named Nonsense who fights against nonsense, because we understand that the world is about cause and effect, and if you believe batshit stuff, if you don't care about the consequences of your behavior on others and you behave immorally and irresponsibly, we understand that there are consequences. So we try to be decent people and civically minded and try to prevent this to the extent possible. But we can't police everybody, and people don't listen, and people need to learn the hard way, and people are selfish, and people don't think through their beliefs and their positions, and they don't reflect before acting, and some people are just, trying to get their piece of the pie and make some money, and couldn't be bothered with worrying about lying because it's paying their bills. And we have to contend with that. We live, again, that's why I said, at the end of the day, we haven't slain a monster here. We are the monster. Our species is the monster. Now, if you want to use another metaphor, angels and demons. No.
Hello, I felt like a freaking famous person. Skep shouted me out. Skep knows who I am. Do you hear how intelligent this man is? If you don't understand me, intellectual individuals like this make my heart flutter. I don't know what it is, but he spoke to me like I was in tears listening to this.
One I'm very fond of. But if you want to think about us and them, and you want to think about evil and good, well, then, we're trying to promote certain positive ethics and positive behaviors and ways of evaluating truth claims so that you can avoid misinformation, fraud, and charlatans
all the time.
But in that sense, we have to own that we are a member of a species that can do some pretty fucked up stuff. We're not unlike them. They are not them, and we are us. We are all we. So, the project here is just to do our part to try to work with each other to try to, come to agreement on better and worse ways of being in this world. And having the courage to stand up for the causes and the fights that you think are worth fighting. Not every battle is worth fighting. We all need to figure out, how to choose our battles. Some fights are rather mundane and petty, and I think are a waste of time. And some battles people don't want to fight because they don't think are consequential, that I think are incredibly consequential. And I've dedicated a huge amount of my life to trying to fight for these causes. And there are people that think that those causes don't matter. So we have to find some agreement on these things. So I have the impression, since I've, and I know a bit or two about history. I mean, for 5,000 years, we have occasional victories. We've made progress because we have occasional victories. But not all victories are permanent. We'll win a battle and then we might lose 100. And then in 50 years, maybe we win more of those battles. And then we probably have new problems that come up. But we make progress over time. And, there's always some positive development that helps us turn a corner. But change takes a long period of time. We didn't just solve the true crime bad acting problem ourselves yesterday, and that there's not going to be any more bad behavior. I mean, we haven't even put down we haven't slain the giant Molly Golightly, if we're going to use that metaphor. We just, she had to pay some consequences for her bad behavior, and she might continue doing it and might continue to get away with it. And so, we need to be careful about doing too much back patting and self-congratulating.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. I want you guys to go over and watch this. He talks about tribal mentality and how it's easy to fall into that. This was about 120 in on his stream. It's very, very, very deep, but it's exactly what we're talking about. It's not that deep because it's what I say in a bunch of cuss words. He just is very intellectual and very articulate with his thought process. And he's been doing this. I think he's a professor. I'm not 100% positive on that. The man speaks to my soul, though. I would love to have him and Kyle in the same room and have a conversation, because Kyle is actually very deep on a lot of this type of stuff. And I think they would get along famously. He's just very good to listen to. But please, please go give him a thumbs up, sub up to him, because he's right. In the metaphor of slaying the big dragon, we haven't even gotten there. It's going to take time. We are getting ahead. We're putting the cart before the horse here. We are celebrating when in reality, the behavior is just getting worse. There's nothing to celebrate here yet. And at the end of the day, these people, we need to stop taking credit for their bad acting. Why are we patting ourselves on the back when we need to be pointing out the fact that we weren't the ones that did this? Her behavior was the one that did this. Stop taking credit for things you don't do. I didn't get Molly's channel taken down, and nobody's taking credit for that. That's not what I'm saying. Molly's bad behavior got Molly a few consequences. It's going to take time. I don't have a direct answer. I'm going to try to come back later and open up a panel so we can dialogue. One other thing that I need to talk about is I'm getting messages about what actually did happen to Navy in my chat. I'm going to go back and watch it myself when the chat loads because I can't scroll back up in my chat to see. But if what I'm hearing is true, I'm very disappointed in that interaction, but I'm going to go watch it for myself. However, I want to extend an apology to Navy on behalf of me that I didn't monitor my chat and I didn't see what was going on in the midst of this. I, again, have no hard feelings towards anybody whatsoever. Navy is somebody I genuinely appreciate and enjoy, and have Navy is not accountable for anybody else's behavior whatsoever. I wouldn't expect Nunya to be held accountable for my actions and my words. And that's exactly what this would be like. Nunya doesn't speak on behalf of me. Nunya speaks for Nunya. Navy speaks for Navy. Uni speaks for Uni. We've got to stop grouping people in when these are individuals. I don't even have an issue with Uni. Uni is welcome here. I'm sorry this made people uncomfortable today to hear from my perspective why I won't. But when you push me and want me to justify how I feel or why I don't get down with certain things, this is the action you're going to see. I will always defer back to the facts of why this is the way it is. I don't encourage any of you to take on my opinions and my thoughts and what it's done to me as your own personal opinions. You have to develop those out of the facts and the proof that you've seen. I'm not encouraging anybody to unsub to anybody. I'm not encouraging a divide. That divide mentality, the picking sides mentality, is exactly why Molly is winning this battle, because she has used forms of manipulation and distractions this entire time to control every single person around her. It's over. It doesn't happen over here. I'm not doing that. I don't get down like it. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable today with my path of how things have gone, with the history of what we've actually seen go on. I hope that each and every one of you can sit with what I said. We've all got so many emotions in this. People have invested a lot of time and a lot of energy, and there's been a lot of people really hurt. So their knee-jerk reactions are knee-jerk reactions. Some of them are way worse knee-jerk reactions. Fucking around and fighting with people in the chat, that's not causing harm. When you escalate it to the point where you're trans bashing and doing all of those other things and stuff like that, that does have repercussions that have ripple effects. And it's serious. But we've got to start being truthful about it across the board. We can't turn it on and off like a light switch. Either you fight the good fight, you stand in the truth, and that being the truth and the facts, and that's where you stand on your beliefs, your opinions, or what the hell are you really standing for?
Okay, I'm about to go live.
Okay, Kenzie's about to go live. Kenzie's going to go do her makeup now. Oh, I guess I could turn my camera on. I've just been sitting here without my camera on. Anyways, I hope you all understand me. I appreciate you guys for listening. No, Cash, you're okay. I don't know what's going on. I got to go back and look because everybody's very emotional. So I just need to go back and look for myself and see what went down. I need to, like, as the creator, I need to make sure that I'm acknowledging everything that's going on. I don't want anybody to feel hurt by anything. And again, it's just what I have to do. She's not winning though, in your opinion. Susie, I can see where you'd say that, but at the same time, I don't know.
Okay, Mom. Come on.
All right.
Let's go downstairs.
Why do I have to go?
Because I need you to hold my hand.
Oh my God. All right, y'all. Thank you for letting me have the space to talk. Thank you for allowing me to speak. And hopefully everybody has a better understanding of things. I really hope that I see you again. And if I don't, continue to fight the good fight. Remember, this is about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. If you don't feel comfortable here anymore, totally understand it. I respect that and wish you well on your journeys. If you come back, please understand that we are going to be moving forward to things that we can do to help change the situation. History doesn't change. Patterns of behavior don't change overnight. With that, protect your peace. Because I'm going to be, and that means I'm shutting my phone off and taking time away from this stuff after Kenzie does makeup. Bye, y'all.
How do I say goodbye? Glad you came. Closing time. Hit the road, Jack. You don't have to go home, but make the best of this test and don't ask why. But you can't stay here. Hit the road, Jack.
I'll drop her. I guess I'll promote my own child. Why I promote people, I don't know, especially her. No, I'm just joking. I dropped her. Her channel is the last link in the chat. It's Kenzie's Chaotic Life. I will also share it in my community section. This is my adult child that does makeup. I look forward to seeing you guys that come over there. See y'all later. Thank you.